What we do here is go back.
And hopefully we're live. Good evening, Mike here at Mike's Unboxing Reviews now too. It is Saturday the 15th of October, November 2025. How you all doing? Hopefully you're having a fantastic weekend. Sorry that we couldn't be with you yesterday. Not yesterday, last week even. This is starting off really badly. Shall I just start again? No, I won't. Actually, can people actually hear me? That would be a good way to start this. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Excellent. Let's actually try the overhead, make sure all the cameras are working. That appears to be okay. Stream desktop, yep, that is working. Excellent stuff. And break. Good. Everything appears to be working. That is a good start. So, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. My chair is still rattling. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just fat or what, but I think this chair's had it. I'm going to have to get a new one. Although I have got a new one, but it just won't fit here. It is next to me, my new Boolish chair, which I might be able to drag into the frame slightly. Boolish chair. It kind of almost fits in here, but not very well. Need a bigger room or a smaller chair for fat people like me. Anyway, good evening once again. Oh dear, this has started off really badly. Hopefully you're all doing well. Thank you all for joining us. Tonight on the stream we will be building a PC. Weird. Imagine that, building a PC on a tech channel. Who'd have thought it? So this is going to be a slightly more budget orientated PC, although, as some of you already mentioned in the comments, which I have been looking at briefly, yep, we all know RAM prices have gone absolutely bananas and storage is not looking much better either. Some other things have dropped slightly. Cases, it seems, are slightly on the decline, as are potentially power supplies as well. So, what the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Sound is a little low. Is it? Let me.
Lucky.
You're lucky you didn't hear Kath sneezing then, maybe. If I turn this up or down or what? I can never remember which button is which. That is... I think we're on the full blast there. Maybe I need to chuck it in a little bit higher on the computer. Let's have a look. There's a weird thing about this. When I run this through the PC, the audio is really quiet, but I actually did a video this week. It was this week, with it plugged directly into the camera, and the sound was like ridiculously hot. It was really, really loud. It picked up everything. So yeah, there's something very strange. Matthew Day says, started on the dot. I think we were slightly early, if anything. Anyway, sound is fine. Okay. If you are watching on YouTube, you can go into YouTube and turn on...
We're going to be watching it.
Good point. If you're watching this in a browser on a desktop device, you can go into... I think you can do it on mobile as well, I'm not sure. But you can go into the settings cog and there is an option for noise normalization, which is a relatively newish feature, I believe, from YouTube. So if a video has got low volume, it automatically raises it. If the volume is too high, it automatically lowers it to normalize it with other YouTube content, which I think has been around before, but I've seen it mentioned recently. I thought, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because a lot of people do say, oh, the sound's too low or the sound's too high or whatever. Anyway, good evening to all of you once again. Hello, Aletta. Hello, Old Bob. Hello, Free Speech is Dead, JJ, Susan Robbins, Matthew Day, O'Reilly, John David Sullivan, David Underhill, of course, Mark MC. Mark MC says, hi all, drop a like. I did, and it's a nice thing to do. It is. Thank you very much. Riley says, stable volume button on my YouTube is grayed out. Not sure why that would be. YouTube is a strange place these days with all the sort of things which are going on in the browser itself, and also with the things which are going on outside of the browser, such as the things that are happening to some channels which is a little bit concerning with people being demonetized and taken off.
And others having their accounts given back after 5 years of being banned.
Yeah, some people are getting their accounts back after being banned for many, many years. It's a strange world we live in.
But
It really is.
Different things we're allowed to talk now, what we weren't before.
Oh, Bob says, FYI, I heard the sneeze and I thought it was the start of Hurricane Kath. Good job, it was just a sneeze. You don't want it being one of those accidental ones, do we? Anyway, welcome, one and all. So we will be taking a look at building a PC tonight. Now the PC spec in the description is different from what I'm building. I know most of you, if you've watched this channel long enough, you'll probably know that is the thing anyway, but the 7500F seems to have cleared customs, but it isn't quite with us yet. I was hoping it would be here today, or yesterday actually, but it hasn't arrived as of yet. So in this particular instance, I will be substituting the 7500F for the Ryzen 5 9600X, which some of you may remember we picked up as a bit of a bargain on eBay a little while back, which was the delidded one, which I appear to have fixed. So we've put some PTM 79, whatever it is, on it, and glued the heatsink back down, and it seems to work absolutely fine, which is fantastic. Exactly what I wanted to see and hear. So that is great. Mick Woods drops us a £10 super chat. Thank you very much, Mick. Much appreciated. Let's slap a little heart on there for you, and a like, perhaps. Question or...
Oh, we're having just the big light on tonight.
Something else. At the moment, yes. I'm going to have to get a bit closer. I can't really see. Hi, Mike and Kath. I think you got me mixed up with somebody else last stream. I don't have any electronic skills. I can change a fuse and wire plug, but that was about it. Looking forward to the show.
You said about Mick Wood's Facebook account.
Don't you have a Facebook account where you do things with solar panels and stuff? And noctua things? Am I being completely confused here? Have I friended someone that I shouldn't have done?
Yeah.
It happens. It was his friend's suggestion, so I thought it was because of that. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But anyway, thanks for the super chat. It is much appreciated. Nick Barnes in the chat. How you doing, Nick? Ordinary Dudes with us as well. Only good thing on the PC market is that most of my oddball RAM sticks might actually be worth something. That is very true. That is very true. Riley says, yeah, Mike just friending randos on Facebook. Well, potentially. Yeah. Darren says, hi, welcome back. Did YouTube ban you for a week? No, I was genuinely unwell. I know there's a weird thing that they say that people can be pre-diabetic, and I guess I'm probably in that zone, if not diabetic already. I love sugar, I love chocolates, I love sweets. I've got a real sweet tooth. I've got a whole mouthful of sweet teeths. So yeah, I have been overindulging in the sugary substances, and I think my body has just got to the point where it's like, no, right, we're going to give you lots of inflammation, we're going to give you joint pain, we're going to give you dizzy spells, we're going to give you heart palpitations, we're going to give you the sweats, all sorts of things. So either I'm dying or I'm just eating too much sugar. I think it's eating too much sugar, to be fair, because I do eat a lot of sugar. It's very bad. It is basically a poison, and I really, really should cut down on it, especially as I'm heading into my latter years, as they say.
But isn't everyone pre-diabetic?
Anyway, whatever. So,
pre-pregnant.
Yeah, I'm pre-pregnant as well. Oh, Mike had a sugar coma. I don't think it was a sugar coma. I don't know. I was just feeling really, really spaced out, lightheaded, dizzy. When I'd stand up, kind of like I'd get like. My vision would go a bit funny sometimes, like little sparkles and stuff. So I don't know. I feel better now, so I'm doing well. Yesterday I limited my sugar quite considerably. Today I've basically eaten 2 sausage rolls and a couple of cups of tea, and yes, I am feeling much better. Thank you very much for asking. Those of you that are worried, yeah, I don't think it's anything particularly sinister. Just me. I'm just a sugar fiend, and I don't like sugar alternatives like sweeteners. I think they probably are worse for you, but
I don't think sugar does cause
given the choice, if you can have one or the other, whatever. Yeah. Viali says, I was pre-diabetic when I had my blood test. I had to admit eating 1 pack of 5 jam donuts in a day. That would probably do it. Yeah, blood sugar is something which a lot of people, I think, probably overlook. Hello to Zero Defects. How are you doing?
Blood sugar at one point, and then the next point it's fine. It's like they tried to tell me I was diabetic when I was pregnant, but it was because I'd had loads of sweets the night before.
That's true. I just saw a big flash right there.
And then the
Fireworks.
next week I was absolutely fine.
Riley says, we will always be worried. We love your no bullshit talk about tech. Thank you very much. Viali says, a day, every day. Oh, eating lots and lots of donuts. Yeah, I'm really bad for Cadbury dairy milk bars, especially if they've been on offer. Or actually, I think last week I had a lot of ice cream, and ice cream's clearly absolutely jammed full of sugar. So it's my own fault. I've been bad.
It's my fault.
It's Kath's fault as well.
So
yeah. Nick Wilson, hi Mike and Kath. Have you tried Bazite OS? No. And there's a very good reason why. I don't really want to get onto a rant about Linux, but I feel like I probably will end up getting there. Things like Bazite, yes, Bazite is a Linux operating system, and it is you can use it for other things, but it is essentially tailored towards gaming. I feel the same way about the Steam Deck, and also the new Steam whatever PC thing is coming out shortly. It's great, but the whole thing about making a PC, the thing that makes a PC is it is a tool, and it can be used for so many different ways of doing things like word processing, gaming, spreadsheets, accounts, entertainment, education, research. There's millions of different things you can actually get your PC to do, whether they be academic, whether they be entertainment or whatever. It's irrelevant, but a PC, especially a Windows PC, I feel personally, has a lot of flexibility built into it. Now, yes, there's some bad sides to it as well, but there isn't really a perfect operating system. And I think that Linux is trying, or at least seems to be being touted as being like the solution to all our prayers. Essentially, Linux is basically, it's a layer, and you always add the layers on to make up your PC to do what you want it to do. So if you have Linux, that's great, but then you need a web browser. So then what web browser are you going to use? Web browsers in general, kind of all of them to some extent, are going to track your data, are going to try and feed you dodgy ads, etc, etc, etc. So unless you basically don't go online ever, like a PC, a Windows-based PC, is probably the safer bet. Because at least with Windows, if you get a problem with it, there are hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands, maybe even more than that, of YouTube channels and websites dedicated to fixing PC problems. There are probably a similar amount for Linux ones, but I've never really been shown them as a web search. It's not something which ever comes up on any of my feeds. And I still feel that Linux, along with macOS, are extremely small players in the PC, well, the desktop PC space. Yes, that may change, but I can't really see it taking that much of a hold. It's like the video market. Obviously, for the video market, you've got YouTube, you've got things like Rumble, Odyssey, Vimeo, all sorts of different places you can go to get videos. But the thing is, once one of them gets to a certain size, it's almost impossible to dethrone it because it has such a big user base and people are used to it. And it's like, if someone says, are you going to see something? It's like, oh, did you see that on YouTube? You don't say, do you see it on whatever the other platforms are? You don't. YouTube has almost become like the equivalent of saying a Dyson when you mean a vacuum cleaner. It's come to that sort of thing. So I don't think Linux is ever going to get to be that big a player. It's great to have it as an alternative, much like it is with macOS, but I just don't feel that it is flexible enough and is user-friendly enough as Windows. And I hate saying that because Windows has become an absolute pig to use over the years. But it has been great. And you look at Windows 98, was it 98? Yeah, Windows 98. There were literally people queuing around multiple blocks to buy a copy of Windows 98. Now they're struggling to give it away as an upgrade. So you can see the influence that Windows has had on the world. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it, and some of Microsoft policies are obviously completely barking mad, but it is the de facto operating system of pretty much most of the world, unfortunately. And that is the kind of way it is, unfortunately. Yeah, there's not much else I can say. I don't really want to use Linux. I would rather use Windows. I'd rather tailor Windows to work how I want it to work. That for me is the ideal thing. I'm the same with iPhone. I'd like using Android, but there's a lot of things it doesn't do or can't do, or is a little bit too open source. And I think Linux is very much the same as Android when it comes, well, yeah, effectively it is. Android and Linux are very similar beasts in that they can be very, very lightweight applications or OSs, but it's what you tag onto them or how they're configured, which, yeah, makes it probably, you might as well just have a Windows PC or have an iPhone. That's my opinion. Feel free to differ from it, because I like to hear your comments. I may even agree with some of them.
T-Sweat1.
T-Sweat1, love your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you for your assistance with building my first PC. I still can't believe I have my RAM in the 1 and 3 instead of the 2 and 4. Ah, yes, I do recall that on the Discord. I think most of us have done it at some point or other. It's one of those things that, yeah, putting the RAM in the wrong slots, it does happen.
It looks neater like that.
I think it looks neater, yeah. And from a kind of an OCD standpoint, yeah, why would you have the first slot empty? That just makes no sense at all. You should have the first and third. You shouldn't have the second and fourth. It just makes no logical sense whatsoever. But it's a thing. Noodles the Bog Rat says, hi Kath. How you doing?
A letter?
A letter. Question, Mike. I thought Windows 10 was NEOF. What's that? End of
Life?
Is that EOL? But my laptop with Windows 10 is still getting updates. I got one last night. You'll probably find that Windows 10 will get updates. CAF got updates, but CAF's enrolled into the extended support program, which if you've got a Microsoft account, which I bet if you have, I think sometimes that just Microsoft do it. Like they say, oh yeah, you've got to be enrolled in this to get updates. But I think there's some updates they just do anyway because like it's a security thing and they don't want hundreds of millions of PCs of being like zombies on the web, which is just bad. Inspector X, hello from Portugal. My friend Mike, how are you? I'm very well, and hello Portugal. Ordinary Dude says he's learning Linux on the desktop and run my server on Linux too. Well, technically my server runs on Linux, but it's a Synology one, so it's a kind of the iOS of Linux. So it's kind of a very locked down thing, but that makes it actually really easy to support and less easy to mess up. Riley says there are different channels and small variants in the Windows 10 editions. They all have slightly different end of support dates. That is very true. Yeah, Mark says some Windows 10 versions have support for a couple of years. I think if you've got the LTSC versions or the education versions, I think those can get up to 5 or 10 years.
Should see us out then.
Yeah, that'll see us out after my sugar coma. New coasters, they're in. Some of you may have received coasters already. Some of you may not. We have been sending out some Christmas cards and bits and pieces, so some of you might have them. Trick and Tipmaster, do you play video games too or focus on techs? I don't really focus on tech. I'm just a normal person. Like, yeah, I've got a YouTube channel, but I'm just a normal person who uses a computer, and if I find things which annoy me or I find things which go wrong or I think I can fix, I make a video on it. I'm not really specifically gaming or not specifically tech or unboxings or reviews. I just want to do a bit of everything, whatever kind of interests me. And somebody, no one's said anything yet. If you notice the PC behind me, it's not the Series 500 anymore. It's the Tower. No, sorry, it's not the Tower. It's the View 390. We've had a little bit of a swap around. Actually, yesterday, I spent literally all day, best part of probably 8 8 or 9 hours deconstructing my old PC, putting my PC into there, doing some additional jiggering around.
Well, Bob noticed on your watch. You've had that watch on now for weeks.
I've had this for weeks, yeah.
Probably. Since he broke the last one.
So yeah, new PC. It's a little bit more stealthy, although it's got a lot more RGB, or at least it's got some visible RGB now on the back. The Series 500, I always forgot to put the rear fan back in. So yeah, it is good. Rick says, I noticed and your watch. Thank you. The watch, I've been wearing this for weeks. Literally, I've been wearing this for weeks now. My the one that Kath bought me for Christmas last year, it died. I thought, I could be right or I could be wrong on this, I'm not too sure. But I'm pretty sure when I looked at it originally, it was supposed to be an automatic watch. So you shake your wrist, like men do, in the privacy of their own bathrooms. Shake your wrist and it like winds up, self-winding. And it stopped and it wouldn't restart. But I think if I look closer at the actual listing for the Amazon product, that it is actually battery one, which I didn't want. So yeah, that has gone back. They refunded it because I said it stopped, but it might be just because the battery is flat. I honestly don't know. Anyway, it's been refunded. So this year I will use that money and give it to Kath, and then she can buy me a nice watch for Christmas. Or one that is actually automatic and self-winding and all that kind of malarkey. So this will go after Christmas, which would be great. Rick says, thank you, Mike and Lady Kath, for the gifts. You guys are the best.
Welcome.
Skystalker says, I am blessed with a coaster too. It's really good. I don't know what it was. I used some bleach yesterday to clean up the old PC. And I think my skin is actually peeling off, or I got it on my hands. I think I may have burnt this top layer of my skin. Either that or so I'm just a sweaty old git. Who knows? Anyway, so there will be a video coming up shortly about the PC and all the new goings on there. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the PC specs now. So this is the streaming PC and also the PC that I use to make most of the content. So if I'm doing a how-to video, generally it's going to be done on there, and I've recorded it on my video editing PC. I've got a video capture card. Over there's HDMI cable which runs from there, splits the signal into that monitor and also into that PC. So I press record on that computer, so if there's things like the Windows security thing that pops up, you generally can't do a screen cap of that if you're running OBS on the device locally. So I do it externally, and then I can do BIOSes and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, so the PC specs, we've now got the View 390 case, which actually was really nice to build in. Considering it's the first time I built in that case, I was, yeah, I've done a pretty good job on it, I think, personally. It's got a MSI X670E Gaming Plus motherboard. I stayed with that because I didn't really want to do a fresh install. It's got the new Ryzen 7 7800X3D, courtesy of AliExpress. Very, very cheap. That was an awesome deal. £188 for the 7800X3D. So the 7700X, which is in there, is now in the box, ready to go into a flip PC, so that will be going shortly. RAM, still the same RAM. So we've got the Thermalright XG-D5 tough RAM, which I like. It's really nice. Thermalright cooler, so that's the new MagFlow 360 Ultra AIO with the screen on the front. I've not got the software running at the moment because, well, we'll go into that at a later date. Go on.
Just a quickie, people are thanking us for our gifts. Can we just say that they're all done up, ready to go, but we have a miserable old cow in the post office? Yeah,
a lot of the other gifts which we've got to be sent out, for those of you that have sent your addresses in, there's 2 or 3 bags, shopping bags, full of cards and stuff to go out, so we're just trying to get to the post office. I did take them down to the post office last week, and the lady in the post office is like, no, I can't do all those. It's like, we're just like, tell me how much it costs for a stamp, and I'll just buy a bunch of stamps and I'll stick stamps on them. And she's like, oh, I don't know, I can't really do that. It's like, please, just help me out here. Literally, my back was knackered, and I've got these 2 like shopping bags full of cards to send. And that was before getting the shopping, so I had to cart those miserable bastard things around the shops and all my shopping. It was a bad day. I even got to the point where I was walking home after, my back was so bad, I said to George, because he was with me, I said, George, just go on ahead, leave me. leave me here to die. And I said, just go ahead. I can't move
And
hardly.
he didn't.
And he didn't. Bless him. He stayed with me.
I kept looking back.
He kept on looking behind to make sure I was all right. Bless his heart. So yeah, it was good.
So don't worry if you haven't had it yet.
Yeah. So if you haven't had one yet, and you have sent your address, etc., then
we sent the.
we try to do the overseas ones
yeah.
first. We've still got a couple left of overseas ones. I think most of the UK ones are in the bags over.
So sorry they
there.
came a bit early. It's just that we wanted to make sure they got.
Anyway.
Royal Mail always does a strike at Christmas.
Royal Mail screwed us over. So, yes, back to PC, sorry. So, MagFlow 360 Ultra EX, that comes actually with SWA fans. So, all of the fans in the case are the SWA fan EX RGB, the 120s. I think they look great. I really do. So, there's 2 on the back, got 3 on the radiator. Those come with the radiator. And there's another 3 as intakes on the front of the case as well. So there are in total 8 of the SWAFAN EX12s, ARGB sync. And in the bottom, because you can't really see it there, I've put in the ToughFan 12 SWAFANs, which are currently in intake. So there's 3 fans at the bottom, all blowing in. The graphics card is so cool at the moment. It's running at about 32 degrees, which is awesome. That graphics card as well is a new one. So that is the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super from Palette. I was a little bit annoyed with it actually. When I come to building it, I was thinking, yeah, this is going to be great because we've got pass-throughs for the cables, etc. But Palette have done something very odd, and they've put the power connector like really, really far forward rather than further back. So it takes a little bit of a weird kind of line, which is also great because not having RGB fans on the bottom doesn't mean that it's highlighting the cable. So that is a little bit more stealthy. Other than that, storage, I think the drive in there is like a 1 or 2 terabyte, just a generic PCI Express Gen 4 drive. Dutch Jan, all intake. No, the front 3 are intake. The ones on the side are exhaust. So we're getting cool air coming straight in, and then some of that is being pushed straight out the back from the radiator fan to keep the CPU nice and cool. And the exhaust, 2 at the back are exhaust, and the 3 on the bottom are all intake. So we've got 6 intake and 5 exhaust, which is a pretty reasonable balance. So it's not overly pressurized in any way. If I put my hand by the side, there's a little bit of extra pressure coming out. So it is forcing out a little bit of extra air, but not a great deal. It's pretty balanced. It works really well. It is hot in here today. It's currently 23.5 degrees and it is 75% humidity, so it's a little bit on the warmer side. Ashley says, I work for Royal Mail, they screw us over too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And Nick Warren says his wife works in the post office and they serve people 5 minutes before closing.
Yeah, I went in the post office counter actually in the post office we go to closes. I asked them, they said it's 6:30 when the shop closes. But I think the person who was on the post office counter was finishing earlier than that, and I got to the store about 4:45, 4:30, 4:45, that sort of time. So I thought I had at least quarter of an hour to half an hour to get it done. But yeah, they kind of weren't interested, so there you go. Hey Simon, says it's ages since I caught a stream. Well, thanks for joining us. Bless your heart.
They told you to go to a different post office.
Yeah, literally the post office, they said, oh, go to the one up in Staple Hill. They got 3 counters up there. It's like, yeah, but that's Staple Hill. I'm here now in Downend. Please, just take my letters. Anyway, I'm kind of glad they didn't because the postage is ridiculously expensive these days, and it breaks my heart to send things in the post these days. It really, really does. But even something stupid like a letter. Actually, I will show you what these letters are like, just so you can understand.
Better be careful with
Yeah, I'll be careful on the names. Actually, there's one for Dave Aiken because I'm not going to put that in the post. You can come and get it, lazy git. So, yeah, that's the one for Dave, as you can see, because it says Dave on it. They'll all come parcels like this. So you can see it's not particularly thick, but it's just like a little bit bigger than a Christmas card envelope. So that's the one. That's the sort of size we're sending out. And to send that out, stupidly, costs about £2 for just to send it out in the UK. Like, it's basically a letter, a fat letter. But because it's over 100 grams, it goes into the next category of being like a small parcel. Dear.
But she is miserable, that woman.
She-
Miserable.
Bless her. I don't think I think she started off as a cleaner in there or something, or just a till assistant, and basically now she's kind of been thrown on to doing the post office side of things, and like learning that shit must be quite difficult. So I do feel for her. Anyway, a letter or a letter? Yeah, it could be either. Greg M says, during last night's WAN show, Linus had a story about RAM price increases a couple of weeks late. Yeah, I did notice that actually. He'd had a video on building a $1,500 PC at MSRP, and literally like it came out a week or so after the prices had gone up on the RAM, and he was talking about the RAM, and it's like, yeah, this is aged like fine milk. It really has.
David Underhill says £9 to send to Australia, what we sent, I suppose.
Yeah.
And only £4 to send back.
Yeah, the UK postal rates are insane. They are prohibitively expensive. I read someone.
You've got a barcode on the stamp so they can track it.
Oh yeah, it's all got to be barcoded, and they got to take all your information,
why they
and it's
let
like,
you.
oh, drives me insane. Anyway, moving on. So the PC's done. Oh, Thermalright power supply in there as well. It's got a GF850, which is a gold-rated power supply. I was going to put one of the new Lian Li ones in, but I thought actually it's almost entirely Thermalright in there, so I might as well just put a Thermalright one in. It makes sense. So there we go.
These characters are not Royal Mail.
Yeah.
Royal Mail was sold off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
There's so many complaints about our local post office. I think they've got rid of a load of people that have been working in there.
Yeah.
Like changed the postmasters.
Nick Barnes says, can you just buy £1 stamps as you know the cost to send? That is, yeah, I could do that, and I am tempted to do that.
But then we've seen that the post office pull off the stamps, so people have to pay overly the amount.
And the thing, the post office has been doing some weird stuff. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are absolutely great and love it, and they're very honest and diligent, but there seems to be some people that are just peeling stamps off, and there's been quite a lot of that happening. So I don't want to put a bunch of stamps on, send somebody something, and then them get collared for the expense of postage plus administration fees, because it's not great. But we'll see what we'll see what we can do. I think it's going to work out if I buy £2 worth of second class stamps per envelope. That should cover it.
Because the thing is,
in
we
theory,
can do it online ourselves, but it's just printing out all those receipts and stuff.
It's horrendous.
Gonna be horrendous.
Try parcel to go. The thing is, it's a lot of manual labour. Typing in the addresses, our address. It's really time consuming.
And
like, as much as we want to do it, but
taxes.
there's the best part of, I think, almost 50 envelopes to go out. So yeah, to do that, to do a postage label 50 times, then print it, stick it on as well. It's just like,
and then they have a timeout thing that it loses.
Yeah,
you put in if you
it's not great.
for 4 minutes.
But thank you for the suggestions there. Next year, you're all getting an email. If I've got your email address.
You get a premium CD key.
Anyway, let's move on, because we've got to get this.
Do that?
Yeah, we'll buy people premium CD keys. We'll get on and do the PC. We've had enough of the intro. Thank you all for joining us again, as I've already said. It's wonderful for you all to be with us. We do like you spending some time with us. Let's quickly introduce the parts. I will go through this quite quickly. So RAM, I'll start off with, because this is basically the cheapest RAM you can buy at the moment here in the UK and potentially elsewhere. So this is Crucial's DDR5 Pro OC kit. It's not got the most stellar of speeds. It's CL36, 6,000 megatransfers per second. These I picked up. There's a slightly interesting story, but not really interesting. So Overclockers here in the UK had a pre-order on for some PNY XLR8 RGB RAM, which was basically the same spec as this, but I think it was CL32, maybe 30, $79.99 on pre-order, but you could only buy 2 sticks. So I thought, right, that's a great price at the moment. Let's put in a pre-order for 2 sticks. And then I thought, actually, this memory thing is going to get out of hand in it. So let's play safe. Let's get four sets. So I ordered another 2 sets, same price. They didn't arrive for a few days, and I was like, what's going on? Any idea when the pre-order is going to be due? And they said the orders have been cancelled. PNY apparently have pulled out of the deal. So they offered these as a replacement for $89.99. So £10 more per set. So I figured for just slightly under £90, or give or take £90, like £90 is the price we were paying pretty much this time last year, or even the year before, for the cheapest of DDR5. So yes, it isn't great. I've seen some other RAM, especially Corsair Vengeance, going for like £200 for 32 gigs, and it's the same speed, and it's like, that isn't great. So I've ordered 4 sets of this, which hopefully will tide me through at least a little while. We'll see how things go with RAM. Things aren't looking great, but if you are looking for RAM, I would suggest get some now, because there have been even stronger signs that there is going to be a shortage, and also that prices are going to increase as well. And you can thank AI for that. Every time I hear the word or the initials AI, it just makes my blood boil at the moment. It really does. It's I know AI is supposed to make our lives better, but it just seems that at every opportunity it makes things worse. I don't know if you agree with me. If you do, let us know in the comments section. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear why you're an advocate for AI.
It's not even just AI, it's everything.
I'm getting to the point where I detest it, because everything I try to do has some sort of AI infliction on it, and it's just driving me slightly insane. Not
like how they take your emails and chuck in the junk pot.
Yeah.
They give you 3 emails from the same person, and then the 4th one they chuck in the junk.
Lighting05 says, I managed to snag a 2x16 64 mega transfer CL36 kit for €137 on Amazon. And right when I refreshed the page, the price jumped up to 340. Holy crap. O'Reilly says, I'm an advocate for responsible AI, otherwise I don't want it. I know. The thing is, like, how many films have we watched over the years that have involved AI, and it's not ended well? Like, we don't have a John Connors. So when the Terminators finally do show up, which evidently they will, it's not a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Clearly, they've got no idea what AI is capable of or what it can do, and it's absolutely terrifying. Like, at the moment, we're all kind of like, oh yeah, AI is just like pictures of cats dancing and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. But it is going to get really bad. And like, look at what AI's done to YouTube as a creator economy. Loads and loads of channels have been removed or have been falsely identified by AI as doing something which they're not supposed to be doing. And yeah, it's just having a massive knock-on effect. And there's no comeback, is there? Like, if AI decides to do something, who do you sue? You can't sue an AI. You can't really sue the people that make the AI, because they don't really have any responsibilities, it would seem. So yeah, not to get too bogged down in it, but anyway, buy some RAM. It's cheap. Crucial DDR5 Pro. It's in the video description, and there are affiliated links, so please feel free to use those. So also, proactively speaking, Western Digital Blue drives, these are the SN580s. Overclockers had these on offer, again, on a pre-order. £35 for 1 terabyte, or 65 I think it was for the 2 terabyte. So I thought, well, that seems like a pretty good price. So it would only allow you to buy 2 of each, so I bought 2 of each. I've used one already, and it seems like a perfectly decent drive. It's PCI Express Gen 4x4, speeds up to, I think it's 4150 megabytes per second. So yeah, 4 gig per second. You can't go too far wrong with that. For 35 quid, it's great. And I looked today on Amazon. These are currently retailing on Amazon for 80 quid. That's how bad things are getting. Now, obviously, there are going to be some kind of lesser known brands, or some kind of less desirable brands, I should say, which you may not have heard of, like some of the Chinese brands, etc., where you're going to still get a 1 terabyte drive for somewhere between 45 and 60 quid for a 1 terabyte. Shop around is all I can say at the moment. Hopefully Black Friday is going to bring some deals, and I would imagine Black Friday, if there are any deals on RAM or storage, stock up. If you're someone who flips PCs or builds PCs or just want to have some stock, it's going to be the time to do it, because again, storage along with RAM, Both of them are getting absolutely nuts. So, yeah, I think the gamble time is here. And I think Christmas and Black Friday and stuff is going to make it even worse. It's going to be like toilet paper during COVID. People are just going to go nuts. Like, oh my God, RAM's running out. SSDs are running out. Let's buy as much as we can now. And a lot of places are doing it. Retailers are doing it. Distributors are doing it. There is a scramble on to get these things. Because obviously, without RAM and without storage, you ain't got a PC. You can have the cheapest graphics cards and the best motherboards and the nicest cases, but without those, your PC is dead in the water. Whereas previously, it was like the GPU thing. So it's like, oh, we'll just put another GPU in, it'll be fine. Now, yeah, you can buy second-hand RAM. It's not too bad. Buying a second-hand NVMe, second-hand storage, probably not a great idea, but if you got to, you got to. And even the used prices on these at the moment seem to be going through the roof as well. So yeah, you have been warned. I'm hoping that there's going to be some manufacturers that reach out and say, "Oh, do you want us to send some review samples?" It's like, yes. Can you send multiples, please? That'd be great. Anyway, moving on. John Davidson says, "I'm not falling into the trap of scrambling for storage. It's like Oasis concert tickets all over again." Yeah, it really is. Oh, there's an air freshener there. That shouldn't be there. That's to go in the PC. Fans. Now, these I got ages ago. I was sure. I'm really confused. I know this happens a lot, but I'm sure that on the behest of someone else in the chat, I can't remember exactly who it was. I think I got a pretty good idea. I think it was Viali. I bought the... What fans were they? Not Montec. It was Fantex. Fantex M25s or whatever they were. And I bought a set of them. I'm sure I bought a set of 4. And I can't find them for love nor money. I must have put them into a case and sold it, but I thought I had them still. But anyway, so I'm going to use these. These are going to be the InWin Lynx 120mm fans. These are white ARGB, so I think these are going to be nice in the case we're going into. I haven't included these in the description or anything. Realistically, if you can put some fans in the case, if you're just doing a cheap flip build or you want it to be as cheap as possible, do yourself a favour, just get some of those Thermalright C12s or C12Ls or whatever they are. Like, they're around about 10 quid for a set of 3 these days, so yeah, there's a little bit of extra wiring for you to do, but in terms of pricing, you can't really go too far wrong. Or on AliExpress, you've got things like the Jungle Leopards, the Prism 4s, in reverse or normal, they're 5 quid each, roughly, so yeah, they're pretty good. Graphics card, I've got a few options on this. So it's either going to be the Intel Arc B580. This effectively is a brand new card. I've used it for maybe a couple of hours, if that. So that is a potential. The case that this is being built into is a white case. So I'm trying to get as much kind of white componentry into it as possible. I have got a 3060 12 gig, which is also in white, but it's a mini ITX one. And I think it's going to look stupid inside the case because it's tiny. But that is a consideration. I've also got a 4070, which is black, but I don't know whether that is going to then throw the budget completely out of the water. But I have the options, and I think I'm going to start with this, and when I list it onto Facebook Marketplace, we'll just see how things go. If there's any interest, if there is, great. If not, then I will swap the graphics card out. It's a shame, because this card actually is getting better and better. And with the driver updates and game optimizations, etc., it is actually becoming a contender. There are still some quirks to it, don't get me wrong, but I think it's significantly improved from its launch day. A lot. So I think that is a pretty good shout. So we've got that as well. Motherboard wise, we've got the B650 Eagle AX. This is a cracking board. I've had quite a few of these now actually. I think this is about my 4th or 5th. This one, I'm not sure if it is this one or another one. So I've got 2 of these here at the moment. One of them is the one that I got off eBay with the bad pins. The other one is one that was sent by Andy Archer, bless his heart. I think he must have felt sorry for me and sent me another one. Dutch Jan. Dutch Jan question, don't you want to sell that PC? That's hurtful. I do, ideally.
And Rick Duff says, Mike, send me the ARC card, you have my address.
the postage would be prohibitively expensive, but you never know. Dave, pack it in. So anyway, we got this. I've actually got a CPU on it, so I'm pretty sure this is the board that works. So I've actually got the Ryzen 5 9600X, as I said a bit earlier in the stream. The 7500F, which was supposed to be in here, hasn't arrived yet.
Really see the flap. No, yeah.
So I've actually got the CPU on there, it's mounted, and I did test it and it worked. So I'm assuming this is the board which didn't have the bent pins. If it did have the bent pins, it's working as well. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused with that one, and I should have looked. I wonder actually, if Andy Archer's in the stream, did you have a picture of the original eBay listing for the Gigabyte board you sent? And if so, did it have a serial number on it? Because that's the only way I'm going to tell between them, because I think the boxes are both identical. But I do feel a bit bad now, because it seems that potentially both boards work, even though it's got bent pins. Yeah, they haven't got any sort of real differenting. Well, no, because the CPU's in there, I don't want to take it out. Right, okay. So this one that's working, the CPU's on there and it works. I've tested it, and this board doesn't appear to have bent pins. So I'm pretty sure it's the board with the bent pins which now actually works, which is pretty bad, because it worked out weird on eBay, because I said it didn't work because of the bad pins, and I couldn't get it to do a BIOS flash. If you remember in the stream, we did it live, so you kind of all saw me do it, and yeah, weirdly.
Andy Archer's going to have a look.
All right, okay, thank you, mate. So is that, yeah, this one hasn't got a. So I think the one that Andy sent didn't have any accessories inside it at all. I think it was just the board itself, and this one. Yeah, has got the CPU cap, which is like the internal one. And if I take that out, I don't like these internal ones. They do suck a little bit. So I don't think this is the original socket cover. And those pins all look absolutely perfect. There's maybe one or two which have got a very slight speckle to them. But the other one, I'm sure, when we looked at it, like you could see quite obviously when you moved it around, the pins were absolutely borked. So yeah, this seems absolutely fine. But yeah, like I was saying, it was weird because eBay, because we had the e-buyer payer protection, I said that the board doesn't work, and I got a refund, but the guy who was selling the board, because he had the buyer protection, he also had a refund. So he got his money back from the sale, I got my money back, but I've still got the board, which it does seem okay. If it is that, I am going to do an installation, obviously, and I will do some thorough testing to make sure that everything works. All I've done so far is just basically booted it and got, oh, yeah, it works. And got into the BIOS. So there might be other things wrong with it, potentially, but we'll see. I don't like putting this back on here. These are the worst types of caps ever, because they just... Is that in? Yes. Worst thing they ever did to motherboards. LGA pins. They absolutely suck. The amount of boards on... Actually, I'll stop talking. Sorry, bit of rustling there. So, what was I going to say? Can't remember. Where did I get to? No, I lost it. Oh yeah, LGA pins, they suck. The amount of boards on eBay, which you look at them and it's like, the pins are absolutely trashed. It's like they've tried spreading the thermal paste with a knife or something on it. Not very good. Arnold G says they should make pogo pins, not sideways. Yeah, that does make sense. Pins on the CPU was always a better idea. Yeah, and it was for like 30 years, if not more.
Like we were saying, everything's got worse.
Everything's got worse. I expect AI designed it. Dipshit AI. Right, let's get rid of that board. And the last part of this puzzle, well, almost last part, because we've got the case yet, Gigabyte power supply. So we've got a Gigabyte motherboard, so I thought, well, let's use a Gigabyte power supply. This is the P650SS Ice edition, Ice Baby. So this is a silver rated power supply. For those of you that haven't seen the video on this already, this was actually great value for money. It's like, I think it was $39.99. And it's a white power supply. And it comes with a white power cable. And white cables in there. And even white cable ties. There's just lots of whiteness to it. So we like that a lot. And I figured, well, it's a white case. We've got a Gigabyte motherboard. It's a Gigabyte power supply. Let's stick it in there and see how well it does. Also, we've got a CPU cooler, which is also white. Now, this was also a little bit of basically a balls up by me. I thought I had another cooler. I didn't. I looked at the box incorrectly. This, I thought, was a Thermalright PA120 SE, but it wasn't. I just had it it was up on the shelf like that, and I was like, yeah, I got that, that'd be fine. But then I looked at it and I was like, no, this is a low profile cooler. So unfortunately, I have to put this on for today, just so it's got something on there and it looks kind of nice-ish. This would probably be okay, but I would prefer to have a tower cooler on there, but we'll stick this on anyway. This is supposedly going to be going, well, I've been keeping this to one side because I really, really want to do a ITX build in the TR100 from Thermaltake. I reached out to Thermaltake UK because we had the blue version. What do they call that? Hydrangea Blue. And we had it for a while, and he said to me, have you done anything with that case yet? Because if not, one of the OEMs wants to use it to do some testing for their range of PCs they're going to sell. So yeah, sure, no worries. He's like, yeah, as soon as we're done with it, don't worry, I'll get them to ship it back to you. It's like, all right, great, no worries. Unfortunately, that never happened. So I lost out on the TR100, and I really, really wanted to do a build in it. So I've got a motherboard up there waiting. I've got the low profile cooler, which I want to use in it, because I want to do it air-cooled rather than water-cooled, because it's a portable PC. So yeah, I've got the processor, I've got the motherboard, kind of got the RAM as well. All I'm waiting, I've got the power supplies as well, SFX power supplies, got those as well. All I need is the case. So Adam did say that he's going down to his storage unit this weekend, so hopefully, fingers crossed. Although, he's a super busy man, loads of things on his plate, loads of stuff going on for him. Obviously this time of year as well, so if he forgets, we will forgive him until he forgets again, or forgets again, and again, and again. I'll keep on hanging him until I get that TR100, if he's got one. I said to him, just have a look. He could just turn around and lie and just say, no, I haven't got one. That would probably be easier. But hopefully you'll have a look, see what we got, and yeah, you can fix us up.
And the actor applied just bare board useful that?
Just a bare board, okay. Thank you, Andy. So yeah, I'm not sure. Who knows? But thank you, Andy, for sending it. You are, as always, an absolute gem. As are all of you. For those of you that send us stuff, or I don't know, you're just kind. We like kind people. So with that out of the way, I'm going to get my tools ready, and I think Andy sent me this as well. Actually, this is the Xiaomi electric screwdriver kit, and I figured I'd use this because we've got to install quite a few fans today, and hopefully this is. I'm not sure whether this has got the guts to do fans, but we'll give it a go. It's USB-C charged, so I should have put it on charge really, because I haven't even charged it yet. I've used it quite a few times. So I think that is going to be the right size for that. Oh, actually, I've got this to hand, so we'll see how we go. Oh, yeah. Andy says me and O'Reilly. Bless you, O'Reilly, as well, and Andy. It's yeah, it's pretty cool. There is a slight downside to this. I don't think it's particularly magnetic. No. I wonder if I can make it magnetic. I'm not sure if you can actually magnetize things that aren't magnetic. I'm pretty sure with this, you just rub it on here. I don't know if this looks pretty weird on the screen. It feels pretty weird, I've got to be honest with you. But I think this is what you do. Or do you move it around in a circle? Someone told me about this before. Am I supposed to move it around in a circle, or am I supposed to give it a good... Well, you know. Let's see. Hey! I've magnetized some shit.
Can't get it off now. I think you might put it round in a circle.
In the words of Chet's brother from Weird Science, fucking A. That's great. Thank you, William Bodie, for sending me that. I have used it a couple of times, actually. I keep on using it. I used to throw screwdrivers out when they lost their magnetism. I didn't realise you could remagnetise a damn screwdriver. What kind of witchcraft is that? Look at that. Actual magnetism. That's freaking awesome. Right. Okay. Yes, you can in and out best. Okay. O'Reilly says, I have no idea which ever looks best, Mike. Okay. Oh, it's Alan. You and Alan, sorry. I do apologise, Alan, whoever. You're all kind bastards anyway. Thank you. Neville Bloody Bartos. That's a great name. Did your parents give you that? Or is that a YouTube handle? I hope it's a YouTube handle. If not, that's unfortunate. But cool as well. Rick Lakes. How you doing, Rick Lakes? Patrick T says, I hope my desktop will use another 5 years, or be in use another 5 years. I think possibly it will if I keep it dusted, cleaned out, replace power supply as soon as I can. Oh, it's a high power supply. Oh, I know, high power, HI power. Ooh. Hopefully all continues well. Charles Ballard says, you didn't know you could remagnetise a screwdriver? Well, I thought you could. I've heard of it. Obviously, you don't get to being 50 years old and not hear of magnetising a screwdriver. But I thought it was like a typical like Temu or Wish thing that you buy a magnetizer for a screwdriver and it's basically cheap Chinese plastic that you end up throwing in the bin because it's absolutely pointless. But as we've demonstrated there, that's freaking cool. I'm going to have a drink. Careful, you don't want your hair standing on end. No, we're all good.
Like your knuckles.
Yeah, my knuckles. Ooh. Oh, Bob says, that's sad, Mike, just sad. What, me not knowing about the Temu Wish screwdriver recharger for magnetism? I actually did physics to GCSE level, believe it or not.
You never went to school, babe.
I kind of missed a few lessons.
Not your fault.
Andy Archer says, your magnetic personality is rubbing off, Mike.
Rub around in that thing.
I could do that on my head. Oh dear. Hey Scott.
You could do some of that spinning around in your head, breakdancing with that on top of your head.
I refuse to play your Chinese food mind games. Right. Unfortunately, I got the cat sat on the box, so let me...
Two of them.
Actually, I got another case out there, so I'll just get another case. That's easier, isn't it? Now, these cases were first introduced to us by the young Dave Aitken, you know, the lazy one who don't pick up his cards. The I'm joking, Dave. I'm just taking my label off so people don't dox the hell out of me or send me lottery tickets. Feel free to do that if you want to. You can send me lottery tickets or premium bonds, I don't mind either. Bitcoins as well, we take those. I don't know why I was being careful with that because it's kind of not lasting, is it? Any other doxable material? No, we're all good. Oh, God. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just off camera. I'm opening up this box. Said the bishop. Actually, any of you people out there which may potentially be into the thing known as sport, I know on a tech channel that's probably going to be not very likely, but hey, what the hell, let's give it a go. We're all adults here. Did I read correctly that Portugal got beat by Ireland 2-0 yesterday, or possibly the day before? In the football. For the World Cup. Is that like a thing? Did that actually happen, or did I just imagine it in my sleep? Yes. It was a thing. Ronaldo was crying. Now, don't get me wrong. The Irish people, they're lovely and they're unique. But Portugal 2-0. Ireland. That is not something I expected to see on my bingo card. That is incredible. Like, Ireland, don't get me wrong, great country, great people, but their football team isn't the greatest. Portugal are like up there, like in probably the top 5, at least the top 10 countries in the entire world. How? I know the weather was bad, and if you're from Portugal, you're probably not used to shit weather, but still, 2-0. Like 1-0 or a draw, I would probably be like, okay, fair enough. It was a lucky night, but 2-0 against Portugal. That's the sort of score which makes me feel that someone's taken a bung. Yeah. Or maybe I just don't know enough about football in Ireland or actually like shit up. I could be wrong. It has happened before. Like that time when I thought you couldn't magnetise screwdrivers.
Our Wolfman, who's in Ireland.
Who's in Ireland?
Ireland is proving terrible for sure.
Thank you, Irish Wolfman. I thought they were. I didn't want to speak out of class, but I thought Ireland sucked as a football team.
Not that England's any better.
Yeah, England. It's not like England have won the last 7 out of 7 matches for the World Cup. Or they're 7 for 7. Well, they didn't do so well in the friendlies, I don't think. Anyway. Ta-da! We have a case. Which actually does come with some fans, but they're kind of sucky fans. So the first point of call is going to remove the front panel. Oh, that's what I was saying. This case, AWDIT, I believe it was, again, had these for... It was the day the video came out of the black one, and a few people said, oh, there's one on Amazon or somewhere else for 45 quid. I thought, well, actually, that's not bad, because a few people said in the video comments that it was quite difficult to get the case for the price that I said in the video, which happens. It does. Someone gave me the heads up, I can't remember who it was, and said it's now available on AWDIT for £38. So I bought 3. Colin Hilton, bless him. He said, would you like me to buy one for a giveaway? And I said, yeah, I'll just buy another one. So I've got 2 for myself for little flip builds. And also we've got a 3rd case, which we will be using for a giveaway. So if you're one of those people that like this case and couldn't manage to get one for the price that was stated in the video, my apologies, but potentially you'll have a chance to win one. Expenses paid. So, I guess Lefty Lucy. No, that doesn't have enough grunt. I didn't think it would do, because case fans are...
Right,
yeah, it's not really
very
for that.
good price. It looks good for that price.
Blimey. Someone go round to Viale's house. Someone's replaced him with AI.
You didn't say it looked good on MSI motherboard, right?
Actually, have I got my other... Oh, I don't want to use a manual screwdriver because there's just so much pain on your wrist. I have got another electric one, but it's underneath my tools in that cupboard. So I'm not going to do that. I think that screwdriver is more of a precision one. These are... they do require a lot of torque, actually. And well, not seen, but I've heard people on our Discord where people have, I guess probably younger people, they've bought cases and they actually couldn't get enough torque on the screws to remove the fans. So, yeah, that is entirely understandable. Actually, let's try the front one, see if that is going to give us any more. No, I'm just going to burn the motor out and I don't want to do that. But I think it's going to be very handy for the motherboard standoffs and general PC building. I'm just wondering if I can actually get to any of these screws. That's annoying.
That comes in Australia.
58 pounds, or is that 50?
£50.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, quid. It says quid.
Quid. All right, okay. I think normally in the UK they tend to read. Oh, I can't get to that one. Let's get another. I think this was a William Bodie gift, or I'm not sure I picked this up on Wish or something. This is a little right-angled screwdriver, so you can actually get to some of the fan bolts easily. I thought I bought a DeWalt set that did this, but I'll be damned if I can find it. Actually, I know where it is. It'll be with the rest of my tools where I can never find anything. Dutch Jan. I can't see. Where is it?
Cool. Your Wings 3 bad band.
They're not entirely bad, but yeah, these ones, I don't know why. Because Dave mentioned this as well, because he bought the cases as well. Because we both bought the cases, we both bought the PSUs. But he said that the fans weren't very good and they were quite noisy, which I found a little bit hard to believe. But I did try them and they don't sound great. They are supposed to be very good fans, but I don't know. I would partially disagree. And also, they've got no RGB. And the thing is, if you're trying to sell a PC, which essentially that's what I will be trying to do, you need a bit of RGB bling. I know people disagree with that, and they like their kind of their stealthy PCs or whatever, or just don't like RGB. I get it, I understand, but I also understand it, but I also understand that in the market, especially the market for slightly more cost-effective PCs, let's say, or budget PCs, RGB lighting sells a PC. And I've seen it so many times where there's been like a PC which is like an old Intel i7, like on a 390 board or something like that, and with a relatively modern graphics card, and they're just asking ridiculous money for it. And just because it's in a reasonably nice case with a bit of RGB bling, people will buy it.
If you had Mario and Luigi.
If it had Mario and Luigi, it would sell immediately. Probably. Mario and Luigi up on the background there. Right. Are these magnetic or locked together? I can't remember. Oh, locked together. One of those. We have things. So these are actually pretty cool fans, the Lynx fans. So all you do is connect up the header on the top there. I think it is the top. On the right side. Yes. And that is it, just two cables. And it's on a sort of a USB Type-C connection. But it's not USB Type-C protocols. So that's going to be quite nice. We'll get those fans in there. We can run the cables through the top. I'm in an iron whether it's through the cables top or bottom, but I think I will do them at the top. I think that makes a little bit more sense in this particular setup. And we can pass them up over. I don't think I've ever built in one of these cases. I did have a Be Quiet Pure Base 500 a long time ago. And I honestly can't remember what I did with it. Whether I actually did a build in it or whether I just sold it on Facebook Marketplace, I honestly can't remember.
What?
The Pure Base 500.
Did anyone buy it off us? Can we remember?
Yeah, if anyone actually is in the chat, Glenn especially. Glenn is our go-to for cases. Maybe Glenn bought it. I don't honestly recall. Which is terrible, really. I should remember these things, but there's so many bits and pieces coming and going, doing the channel, being a housewife. It's just lots of things going on. You know what I mean? It's not easy. It's not easy being a housewife. Up to me nadgers in cats all day. Glenn says I may have, lol. I'm pretty sure it was Glenn. But then, yeah, my my brain capacity these days isn't the greatest. Is that going to go through there? Yes. think I'll mount that as high up to the top as I can. Get that one in. And I think I'm going to have to remove all of that gubbins at the bottom. I think if I just get this started, first of all. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass actually, because that that airframe is right in the way. I think I'll get another one started. Let's get this party started. Arnold G says, I gave up on building a PC for the next 1 or 2 years. My 11th gen still works. I think that is a sensible thing, really. Like, if you're doing it for a hobby, great. If you're doing it for a job, build a PC. But if you don't need to and your PC's working fine, then, like, why build a PC at such a terrible time? Like, realistically, for the last arguably 6 years almost now, it's just been a bad time in general to be into PCs, because obviously we had the GPU mining, then we had COVID, and it's never really properly recovered from there.
Babcoder says RAM and Mobo prices makes me cry at night.
I understand. I totally understand. It is it's pretty obnoxious, the pricing at the moment. But I think, like anything nowadays, if you're building a PC and you're going for a sort of a high-end PC, there's two real modes of thought. You kind of either have to kind of just suck it up and spend the money, or just buy bits and pieces and then do it all like individually. But the trouble is with that, graphics cards, because they're on such a fast cycle these days of new ones coming out, by the time you wait a year, or however long it has to be, to oh, hang on, that's wrong, to get your bits, by the time it actually comes around to building it, you sometimes end up with like an obsolete PC. Well, not obsolete, but not as good as it would be. Like maybe 1 gen out.
Oh, Dave's taking it all in.
Dave's watching. He likes a ratchet screwdriver, doesn't he?
Oh, you scared
He's gone.
him with that. He didn't like the ratchet screwdriver.
He doesn't like ratchet screwdrivers.
Who knew?
He's not a man's man.
Oh, bless.
Crystal bought, Crypto bought 2 5070s a few months ago, below MSRP. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that now, because most of us kind of expected the Super Series to come out now, or very shortly, like after Christmas. But with the RAM pricing as it is, I don't know if it's going to happen. I've seen that there's a few YouTube channels which have made content saying that the 50 Super Series is cancelled.
Why aren't you using the electric screwdriver now?
Oh yeah. I think they might be a bit too...
He takes an electric screwdriver and then he does it by hand.
No, I ain't got quite enough guts to it. It's more of a precision one.
Too tight to buy batteries.
It's rechargeable. I have got a high torque electric screwdriver, literally over there, but it is slightly buried. So.
And also, problem with buying bits and pieces is the part might be bad, but you waited past the 30-day return period.
That is a very, very good point.
That's the letter.
Yeah, yeah, and that does happen more times than you would think. These days as well, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with parts.
Like your battery can run out in your watch.
Yeah, your battery can run out in your watch that is self-winding. Oh dear. Hilarious. Yeah, the right-angled screwdriver is actually pretty cool. It's still a little bit difficult to get any real torque on it, but if you're in a squeeze, which you are here, this is actually a really bad design. I know there's a lot of people that really do like Be Quiet and the things that Be Quiet make, but I have to say, I'm not particularly a fan. Like, especially this particular case. It's fine, and for the money, like, obviously, yeah, you can't go too far wrong. I'm just thinking now, actually, do I have another fan I can put in the back?
Oh, Bob asks.
Because I would like to have a fan in the back, actually, and I've just taken out... I don't know why I took the back one out. I should just put that back in. I think that would be a smart idea. I'm going to do that. Go on.
Bob asks, what are the best quiet?
What are the best fry-ups?
What's the best quiet 140mm fan for front intake?
140s.
Okay, here's the App Store.
AI, that is.
AI helping you make things better. 140 mils, I'm going to say, if you're looking for quiet and you're looking for probably the best ones, arguably the lowest noise, well, it's probably going to be one of the Noctuas, if not the Arctic, the P14s, ARGB. These are really good. It's a shame they got stupid wiring on them, where one RGB wire comes out one side and one PWM wire comes out the other, which I just don't understand at all. I know it's to do with they wanted to make the arms as narrow as possible to reduce turbulence. But come on, it's just a stupid idea, I think, personally.
What about AI and Siri? What is wrong with Siri nowadays?
She's broken.
Guides you to a bloody...
Yeah, Siri used to always like give you answers to things, but now
Guides you where it wants you to
it's
go.
just like, here's a couple of websites I found. It's like, well, that's great. I could have found those websites myself by just typing in search, you dumbass.
But I don't have Google on my phone, so it won't even go to the websites.
Top tip for anyone who's doing this, if you're putting a fan in the top corner, now, if you look at the fan, normally the wire comes out generally some like pretty awful place. So if this is in the back of the PC, that wire is almost definitely going to get caught on the I/O shield. So what I do is route it up there and put a cable tie around the front fastener. Not the rear one, because you'll be screwing into that one. But if you put a cable tie on the front, it just holds that cable in place. So when the motherboard is actually in there, the cable is going to be like completely out of the way of your rear I/O. Sometimes my stuff works, not always. And if you use the same color cable tie as the rest of the PC, obviously then it isn't going to be looking slightly unusual.
Crypto says Gemini is the same. I find a site that might help. So
Yeah,
although there
might
be
help.
alternatives, they're like all doing exactly the same as everything else in the world is.
I wonder if you've got the AI feature sort of disabled in some way, shape or form. Maybe you've got to like actually specifically say,
No,
yes, I agree to have this running or whatever.
But I haven't updated my phone for years. So I've even got a lot of it all on there.
So there you go. There is the finished article. So now the cable is effectively kind of coming out of the top. So that is going to avoid impeding our motherboard when we put it in. And just to prove it, when I actually do put it in, you can see it in real time. See if I was lying.
I can't get this fan in because of that
Yeah, that bloody thing won't go in.
I've lived with you too long.
Let's try this and see. Now these fans have actually already been pre-cut, haven't they? The threads. So no, not quite enough grunt.
Is it charged?
It might not be fully charged actually. Do you want to stick it on charge for me, actually, in the kitchen? Put it on the fast charger. Thank you. The charging port's on the end.
Yeah, I see.
We'll see if it takes a bit of a charge. It might do it. It might be just the fact that it needs a little bit more juice in it. I think it is pretty well charged, though. Bit of guesswork going on there because it doesn't have like a display to say what it is actually... what the charge levels are. None going into it? No. None at all? It might take a while to kind of work out what's going on, because it's probably
The AI and
it's
the
probably
charging cable.
it's probably a shock to the system. It's like, bloody hell, I'm getting a charge. What's going on here? This doesn't normally happen. Right, so, and I think what I'll do, just to keep the temps low, and also so I haven't got other fans knocking around, which I'm not using, I'm going to put the top one, sorry, I'm going to put the other one, which we, piss off. Close app, close app, close app. What? Why can't there just be a close all app button? That'd be a lot sensible, a lot more sensible. Right, I'm going to put this one in the top as an exhaust, I think. I think that'd be a good thing to do, just above the CPU area. And in order to do that, let's put the overhead on. I do like the filter actually they've put on here. So there's a pretty badass filter.
Crypto's currently teaching their own AI to run my home assistant, my own Jarvis.
Oh, very nice.
Rick Foss, the only AI I need is my brain.
Good for you. Don't want to do that there. Or do I want to do it there? Centralized or towards the back? I think towards the back makes more sense. And actually, I'm going to do that little trick on the fan again. Just to keep the wire out of harm's way.
According to ChatGPT, the quietest fans are Noctua, Be Quiet, Silent Wings, Corsair, Arctic, and Sky. Is it?
Scythe, yeah.
You reckon it was sponsored by?
Sponsored by?
Noctua, Be Quiet, Corsair, Arctic, and Scythe.
The thing is, that AI answer is going to be taking data from so many different data sources. And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, I've done reviews on those Thermalright fans, and there's so many people who said, oh yeah, they're brilliant, they're so quiet. Yeah, I found them noisy. So if you multiply that by a couple of 100,000 times through different search engines and posts and forums, clearly there's going to be some difference of opinion. Which I feel is the problem with a lot of AI, because that is essentially all it's doing, isn't it? It's just kind of regurgitating what it's read. There's no kind of journalistic approach or testing approach. It's just taking other people's opinions and giving you that in a balanced main. So many times I've asked a question in Google and you get the AI answer at the top, and I've thought to myself, that is completely like horseshit. Completely the wrong answer. But it does it in such an authoritative way. Authoritative, is that the right word? I don't know. Sounded right to me. Right, there's that bit done. So, what else do we need to do in here? Well, let's put the power supply in, I suppose. Could do that while we're in this particular aerial. Is that visible? Yeah, it is. Cool. Let's move my stool out of the way. We get our power supply, which is down here somewhere. Thanks for joining us all tonight. It is appreciated. I know I've said that once or twice already, but I do mean it.
AI is like a grand's dad that buys a paper every day.
Yeah. That's what they said on the news, so it must be true. What is going on with your thing? Is that Angel? Oh, God. Don't they realise you're a busy broadcaster? Right, power supply. This is going to have to go down. Ah! What's going on? Rusher, thank you very much for your 20 euros. And he says, hang on, let's get my mouse.
Ah, it's gone again. There, it's on again now.
Went to the bank to sort out my mortgage and got directed to someone dressed as a cowboy. I think he was the Lone Ranger. Oh, God. Jeez.
I bet you look at me.
I look over to Catherine's like, dear Lord. Thank you. Oh, man. Right, now I'm hoping with this power supply, if I put this in first, there's going to be enough room to get the cables through underneath. I'm pretty sure there is. So I'm just going to do it. And I don't want to line up. Is there rubber grommets or anything in there? Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, there is rubber pads. So let's get that one in there. Get that one in there. There we go. Let's do that one there. And one more there. Now Dave actually said that he used this power supply and he found it a little bit on the noisy side. Whereas I used it very briefly and I found it to be pretty quiet. So it'd be interesting because he actually used the same case as this. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, it's quite a nice chassis overall. So you've got your ridiculously over tightened thumb screws for breaking off said thumbs. I'm going to loosen a couple of those up already because they're probably all way too tight. I think for the £38 I paid for these, it's yeah, they are incredible value for money. And it's actually quite a nice case. It's not perfect, obviously, because I don't think the perfect case really exists, but yeah, it looks like those are all individual blanking plates and you can take them all out, so potential options for vertical mounting a GPU in some way, shape or form with like a universal adapter. Plenty of room in the back as well. So yeah, I think we're looking pretty good, and those cables look like they're going to stretch and hopefully will go. Let's turn it around. So there's our fan cables, so hopefully they'll go down to the bottom there and plug in there. If not, I might get a very small extension lead, but we'll see how that goes, or potentially we can plug them in like on the sides or something, or possibly in the top. I might even get a little fan hub or splitter somewhere if needed. And HD Gaming. HD Gaming 360. I commented on one of your videos about Battlefield 6. I'm just not brave enough to go into the box and turn on secure boot. I've had bad experience in the past, nearly brick the board. I do remember that question being asked, and it's quite a common one. The reality is, if you're not confident enough to do it, then you aren't going to be able to play the game. That is the harsh reality of life, and it extends through all things in life. That if you haven't got the belief in yourself or the information you've been given, then you basically got to sit on the sidelines. But I understand if you're someone who's a little bit cautious and you don't want to brick your PC, then all you can do really is to take it up with the game manufacturers, because they are all starting to do it, and it's going to get to the point soon where pretty much every game requires either some form of anti-cheat or some kind of secure boot or whatever. Huh?
Facial recognition,
yeah,
fingerprint. Just
all sorts of stuff going on. Let's get a bit of extra light on this. Is that visible?
Sorry, I didn't think you could jump that far.
Right then, let's get the Mobo, and we'll stick that in. So again, this is the B650 Eagle AX, which is very much not a white board. Also, don't know. Who said that?
What does a baby computer call his father?
Don't know. It's going to be one of those nights. The dad jokes are going to come out. What was the one? I have my my Google whatever thing it is,
Tapwire.
my Google Tapwire, yeah, my Google Home Mini. I have that set up so that when I'm get up in the morning, I just say good morning, blah blah blah,
How do I make pancakes?
and it gives me a rundown of the day's goings on,
That they want me to think.
and etc etc. Yeah, they take it from Grandad's newspaper, and yeah, it just says good morning and reads the news out. But for some reason recently, it's also started telling jokes.
That aren't funny
Yeah, they aren't really funny.
at all.
That's interesting. There's a bag here with different screws, etc., but it doesn't label them, so I'm not too sure. Those are hard drive screws. We've got the coarse thread and we've got the fine thread. So let's see if I use a thumb screw, because it's got a couple of spare thumb screws. Let's see if those actually fit in there. I'm guessing they're going to be the fine thread, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It does appear that the motherboard screws are the coarse ones, so
Bad food says I ate it and screws aren't labelled.
yeah, it is a little bit of a bugbear, isn't it? This pair of scissors, if you can see them, last week when I was doing the review for the Boolage chair, I was chopping up the replacement stuff, and some of you may be able to see, I don't know if it's going to focus on it, but there was there is a bloody great cut across my finger all around there. And I was chopping through the foam with these new scissors, and I went like that. And yeah, basically almost chopped my finger off. That sucked.
We put a plaster on it and wiped his tears.
Yeah, so I cried into my big pillow.
You
And
were very brave, weren't you?
it was actually,
Bleeding badly.
it was pissing out with blood. I thought, oh god, I'm going to have to go and get some stitches in that, but didn't need to.
Steri strips.
Got some steri strips that we stole from Casualty from years ago.
Are they actually still stuck?
Yeah. Oh, great. There's a cool thing. So you can't get the motherboard in with the fan there because of the that blanking plate
So that
thing.
wire adapted to the
Because-
station you did.
Shh, don't tell them about that.
Is that what it was?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to take it off now, just to be on the safe side. Let's try,
Autocorrect has become my worst enemy.
let's try that again.
And words that don't even spell a word.
Yeah,
they
no,
let you
it wasn't
have,
that.
And the things you want to have, they change to something totally different.
Yeah, it's like, just don't be stupid. Just,
Can you not remove the plate?
yeah, it does come out. I'm just trying to work out how. I think it's the thumb screw there.
The IKEA hammer.
Yeah, there we go. That comes out. It's pretty easy to remove, to be fair. A bit of a pain. Yay!
I don't know why everybody hates lazy people. We didn't even do anything.
Oh no, I just realised.
Oh, that sounded like that video you made back in the right at the beginning.
No,
Oh, no.
this is one of those times where, yeah, that top fan's going to have to go, because otherwise you can't plug in any of your stuff. Damn it. Okay.
You sound like that old Batman game you used to play.
Actually, there might be a bit of room there.
I got little fingers.
I think we might be alright. We'll give it a go. I should be able to get a cable in there, but it might be a bit tough. So I might have to slide that fan over a little bit. But we will see. And where's my big screwdriver? So let's get those started. Yeah, that's good. I do actually quite like it when they use the larger screws for holding down a motherboard. Does make sense. They're a bit stronger. Maybe add it later, says John. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be what I'm going to end up doing. Oh, can I get to that one? See, this is one of the things that I didn't like about the Be Quiet case, especially this particular design, is because any motherboard, any case these days which doesn't give you at least a little bit of decent headroom above the motherboard, just means it's a pain in the ass to use to install things. especially if you're someone who is a bit of a tinkerer, and you're actually that don't need to into it. Yeah, if you're a tinkerer, if you like replacing boards and swapping out bits and pieces, like that's almost impossible to do with this. Take it to PC World, Mike, says Brigman. It's a great idea. Do PC World still repair PCs and build PCs? Here in the UK anyway, I don't know. Nick Barnes says, question, is the NVMe already fitted? Easier out of the case for sure. On this one, I don't think it's really that difficult. It's quite a reasonably easy to access heatsink on here. So make sure I've done all those up tight enough so it fits nice and tight. There we go. Right, seeing that Nick is said about the NVMe, we might as well do that one next. So we've got our Western Digital Blue SN 580. Yeah, it's really confusing. So we've got B850 motherboards, SN 580 NVMe, and we've got B580 graphics card. It's a lot of 580s and 5s and 8s and 6s and just numbers. There's all sorts of numbers going around. It does get confusing, doesn't it? I'm surprised Intel haven't started doing motherboards that are basically exactly the same number. Oh, they have. Bloody arseholes. Right. So let's undo the screw of doom. And, well, that's a captive screw. So looks like that has been used before. It's got a sticky pad on there. That'll be fine. And it's not got one of those fancy retention clips. Just a little dinky screw. Oh, I know what happened here. This is I think this is one of the boards where I borrowed the screws from. So this one uses an even smaller head screw. So this is a PH0. No, it's smaller than a PH0. This is a PH00, which is quite rare to see. Normally you have a PH2 for doing your normal PC stuff, case screws, the smaller fine screws, etc. Then for NVMEs, you have the PH1, which is slightly smaller. But yeah, this goes down to PH00 for this one, which is pretty tiny. So on a bit of an angle, press it down, make sure it lines up nicely. And then I'll put that bad boy back in. He says. With those screws, you don't want them to be overly tight, just so it's held in place. The thing is, you're going to put a heatsink on top of it anyway, so like it's pointless going completely overkill with it. And that heat spreader is way too big. There's no point in it being the full size. Actually, I wonder if it does transfer along the whole pad. Sod it, I'm going to leave it. I did go through a phase where I used to cut those down, but I'm actually not going to bother. So now we can go back to our PH1. Oh, Rovman, I got fired from PC Raw today. A guy came in the store and asked me what was the best thing for finding your ancestors. Probably a shovel was not the right answer. That's very good. Right, next we should do the cooler, I think. So the cooler we're using, we have to remove the original AMD mounts. So we'll take those off, get those out of the way. Christ. I think I must have used a spare screw on this one. No, I didn't. I'll put that to one side. I'm always a bit of an advocate for keeping all the spares handy, just in case you ever need to return a motherboard, but this one is going to be a hard job returning it anywhere. Jesus. that motherboard is so old school, you have to use a screw to hold an NVMe. I know. Sign of the times. Where did I put the cooler? Oh, there it is. So the cooler is the Thermalright Classic, the APX, whatever blah blah thing it is. This is a low profile cooler. Has it got a 120mm fan? Yeah, it has. Good. So you've got 120mm fan, and you've got like a curved heatsink, which is very, very inappropriate for this. But like I said, the other coolers that I've ordered from Amazon have not arrived on time, or at least when I need them. So we're going to use these instead. And then I can just take it out at a later date. But I just wanted to get this up and running, so we can make sure that it's all okay and that it looks great. And also, it's nice to get back on the channel and do a build. So loads of fixing kit bits in there. We're going to use the AMD kit, which traditionally with Thermalright, they use the kind of ready pink standoffs and the kind of horseshoe adapters, etc. On this one, they've got their own custom screw as well. Sometimes you can reuse the ones which are on the board, but in this instance, that isn't the case. So with your standoffs, just put those over the protrusions from the back plate on the AM4. Obviously, AM4, AM5, very similar. AM4, you'd probably have to support it from the back as well, just to make sure that the back plate doesn't fall down through the back of your case, which so many people comment about. Is a very common thing. So if you are someone who's new to building a PC and you've undone the screws and suddenly your screws have got nothing to fit into, it's probably because the back plate's dropped down the back of your PC. And if you didn't have your headphones on, you'd have probably heard it. Bergman says, put them in the junk drawer, Mike. Put what in the junk drawer? Alexa says your ancestors are cool. I really dig them. Okay, right, so that is pretty much there. I'm going to give it a little bit of extra torque with the PH2 screwdriver this time. People often ask as well about these kind of curved brackets, which way should they go? It's a pretty common thing that if you put them around the other way, they'll physically be too big anyway and they'll catch on either your M.2 drive. So, but normally they curve inwards. That's the general rule of thumb on those. So now we need some thermal paste. So I'm going to use some Thermalright TF4. It's as good as anything these days. And also, I have some, so yeah, that's good. This is only just to boot it up, really. Make sure that it's functional. If I was going to do this in a PC I was looking to sell, like straight away, I would probably use a PTM pad in there. I think that is one of those things where it's not entirely necessary and it's actually probably overkill, but on your listings, when you say that there's some phase change material thermal pad, it makes people think that you've actually done a little bit more work to the PC, perhaps for longevity or whatever. I think it's a nice thing to do. And it's not incredibly expensive, so why not? Obviously, don't forget to remove the peel off the back of your cooler. And in this instance, which way round should we do it? I think if I do it that way, it's going to interfere with the RAM, so we will have to do it that way, which I think that is going to be okay. Again, I wouldn't really recommend using this particular cooler with this sort of motherboard setup. It doesn't make a great deal of sense, but it was what I had. It was either this or the stock AMD cooler, which I don't think anyone should really be using that these days. And this is a 9600X, so it is going to try and ramp up a little bit. It will try to boost those temperatures and also spike the voltage and wattage and amperage and what have you. So a stock cooler is not a good idea for any of the X versions of the CPU. Touch Chan says that's not a cooler. It kind of is, but it's almost not as well. And we have got a slimline fan on here. Again, this is designed to go in small form factor PCs, such as, well, the TR100, should we ever get one. And actually, just thinking about wiring, which way round to do the cables. If I do it that way round, I can hide that cable at the top. So that might be a little bit better for cable management. So I can take the RGB and the fan one out through the back. It's getting a little bit cluttered in here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to plug in the top cable for the EPS, because otherwise I think we're going to be asking for trouble. Because that area is getting mightily congested already. I think that is the CPU. So I'm just going to pop that through there. And yeah, that is already actually quite tight in there. Let's remove this filter. And then push that kind of down in. Yeah, this is definitely not a good idea to have the socket as close as it actually is there to the top of the case. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be actually almost impossible to do. But we like impossible. Impossible's fun. And bend that back round. I don't know if you can see any, oh, you can't see any of this, can you? Kath's not watching. She's disappeared off on her own little tangent.
You know, I'm reading something very important.
Are you?
So what did you say, sorry?
That's right, don't worry, don't matter. Just I couldn't see what I was doing, and no one else could either.
Oh, sorry. Copy, please.
Oh, I should have put the other cable in. Damn it. I thought that went too well. Ow, my finger.
Toy cooler fit on a socket A mainboard.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely should. I should just take this fan out, shouldn't I? It was wishful thinking to think that that was going to be a good idea. Can always put it back in later anyway. Actually, socket A motherboard. I don't know if it could. Thinking about it, because socket A has got those clamps, isn't it? Although I think your smiley face after meant that it was a joke. Right, that's better. We've got a bit of working room now. Shame it's not a modular power supply, because I could have just wired it up before we put the board in. There we go. Let's make sure that's firmly in. Yes, it is. Good. Right. So now I can pull the rest of the cable back out again. Cool. Should I put the fan back in? Yes or no? What do you think? What's the consensus? Should I put the fan in, but just maybe put it a bit further over? It might actually be quite useful to get some of that heat away from the cooler, being it is crap. So if we space it out, got a bit of room there. Don't really want it too close to the front because it's going to take the cool air which is coming in from the fans straight away. So you want it a little bit of chance to permeate through. So maybe about there. Yeah, I think about there. That'll be good. So we can still got a bit of access for that cable and a little bit of wiggle room. Now, what did I do with my screwdriver this time? Is that the, no, that's a little one. Where's the big screwdriver gone? Ah, there it is. John says, I think put it where it was. Well, I'm going to give it a little bit of extra room, just in case. It'll probably turn around to haunt me at some point. But we will move it forward a little bit. What was it? Cam?
I was reading something.
Oh, right.
It's a very awkward build, Mike. Stick with it.
It is a challenge. This, again, I've said this so many times. Any case where there's limited headroom at the top is an absolute pain in the balls. Imagine if you put an AIO in this. You'd be crying. Absolutely crying in your sleep. Right, that is better. So, now we've still got a little bit of room there for the fans and the cabling. Actually, that was what we were going to do next. So I'm thinking if I put it there, the CPU fan header is at the top. So I can either take it out the back and then back in through, which would probably be a bit of a pain. But I might do that anyway. Let's see how that works. So I'll put the fan cables there. Sorry? You could do, but the thing is with a front loaded AIO, if you put an AIO in the front, you've got your cool intake going straight into your heat exchanger. So immediately all of the air which is coming into your PC is hot air. So it's going to increase the temperature of your graphics card, your RAM and your PCH, which are not ideal things to do. You want to try and keep those, especially your chipset, as cool as it can be. Like, it would aesthetically look much nicer, I think. But yeah, I've never been a fan of putting AIOs as an intake for the rest of the system. What are you doing, Maisie?
Merging.
That box. So I think she's just getting comfortable.
Okay. Got some food.
Right, there is the cooler in. I think that's going to look alright. Not that it matters what I think about it, because I'm not buying it. Eh? Yeah. I'm going to take that top bit off so you can just see what I'm doing there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass through the cable for the cooler. And we'll take that straight out of the back. And then bring it back in round so all the slack is on the outside. And the CPU header is just there. So yeah, effectively we've used the case as its own built-in cable management. And if I do the same with the addressable RGB, take that through, take it out the back. So we're using this section here as a cable management section. And then that will come back in around the side. And where is the addressable RGB on this board? I think it's just here. And I think there's another one at the bottom somewhere. Not going to be long enough to reach that, so we will be using the one on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in now. Actually, do I do it from the top or do it from the... Yeah, let's do it from the top. And that is a 3-pin there. It would be around the opposite way, wouldn't it? And then the piggyback lead, or the fly lead on there, we can use to hook up the fans on the front as well. That's going to be good. So next we can put in the RAM, if I can find it. Actually, let's put that back in as well. So I'm pretty sure we don't need that now. Oh, that goes in the other side, doesn't it?
Other white cooler should be black. White doesn't look good.
What's that? The
White cooler should be black. White doesn't look good.
Who said that?
Who do you think?
Viali?
No.
No idea.
There's only one other choice in there. If it's not Viali,
I don't know.
Dutch Jam.
Ah.
Oh.
Well, the cooler that I've got on order is a bigger tower. So I think it'll look alright when it's done.
Is that the one you've ordered?
Yes, yeah, I ordered that today. Okay, there we go.
That's what it is. Because you made me go through the pain tonight.
Your miles be ahead.
Wrong place, aren't I?
Right. Oh, there's the RAM. I knew I put it somewhere. So, time for some RAM, some black RAM, because, well, we know what is going on with RAM pricing, don't we? There's no need to elaborate. It sucks. And actually, the white version of this is the same price on Amazon for both types, but from overclockers, they wanted a premium for the white version. So I decided against that, and then bought 3 white cases. Actually, I just realised I've also got the Series 500 now, which I also really need to sell to make some room, and that is also a white case. So yeah, this is going to be fun times. I'm sure there's an easier way of getting that RAM out of there, but I chose not to use it. So, as we all know, at least most of us now, slots 2 and 4 for your RAM. And a nice little snap into position. Actually, these do look really nice. They've got a really nice look to them. Although the heat spreader feels plastic, but it is metal. There we go. So the RAM has kind of disappeared into the background, quite literally. So, what else have we got to do now? So I suppose it's a bit of wiring, a bit of cable management. Let's get rid of that box. We'll clear the desk up a little bit, and yeah, let's go around to the other side. So let's put you back on the main camera. So I find my chair, and let's see how we're getting on. It's funny actually, when you're doing a white PC build, how many different shades of white there are, because the cooler is a little bit yellower than the fans and the case. These fans, the backs, are quite yellow in comparison with the others, and they're brand new. They're literally, I've just taken them out of the box, but you can see actually if I do it from the front, it's probably easier for you to see. You can see the fans are more of a kind of like a creamy white than being like a blue white. But there you go. It isn't the end of the world yet. It will be. So let's think about cable management and where wires are going to go in the back. So there's another screwdriver there. So kind of, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this. And actually these cables for the front panel are ridiculous. I can almost plug them into my other computer. Those are so long. Why would you make them that long? That seems a little bit incredible, how long they actually are. So, let's think about it. because even if they're there, like the USB 3 header, I think is on the top or side. No, it's USB 3 is there. So let's just unjam those a little bit. It's nice that they've thought about it and actually given you a little bit more cable to work with, but they've actually given you a massive amount. Let's plug that in there. Didn't feel like that went in particularly well. It does appear to be in. I think that is one of the worst connectors ever designed. The front panel Type A USB connector.
Front camera is 15 frames compared to the top down.
Is it?
Don't know, is it just moving with the when you're moving the case around?
Shouldn't be.
Did you give the camera itself?
If it is skipping frames, it doesn't. OBS says it isn't, so it might be the encoder. I will have a look in a minute. So I don't think we're going to be using any SATA cables on this at all. I know I've just jumped over to something else entirely different, but whatever. So HD audio. So that is going to go above there. So that passes through quite nicely. Just get that roughly in place. The front panel connector. How long that is? That's insane. So I'm just going to pass that through underneath. Already tangled the wires. I think what would be nice actually to have like a 3D printed, almost like a cable cone to like put down the side of here or something, just to run all the cables down really nice and neatly. I know it's absolutely pointless and somewhat ridiculous, but it would be nice. USB-C is, oh, typical. See, when you've got cable management area like this, it's nice because it covers up the cables, but also I have got a point here where I've got the USB Type-C, which is actually going to be in a very, very awkward place. So spin that round. So the USB-C is there. So there's a 50-50 with these, which way they go round. Yep, and I had it wrong the first time.
Right, can you not run them down the front edge to shorten them?
Oh, what, down there and then up? You probably could do. There's not a great deal of room there. Oh, this is hard. Yeah, so those cables kind of want to bend around there, but yeah, don't buy this case, everybody. I've just bought a load of them. Don't bother. Right, let's take that out there. And then I'll put a bend in it. That'll make life easier. I don't like unplugging those unless I absolutely have to. I don't like doing that either. Either. Yeah, that is... I appreciate that they've made a really good attempt to make this a really flexible case for like drives and stuff, but it's just a pain in the ass. And that probably looks like absolute arse. Yeah.
Light base, far better and much more cash.
Yeah. I think that'll just about work. Doesn't look particularly tidy, does it? But which is ironic because the cable management bar is the thing which is designed to make it look tidy, or at least to attempt to help you make it look tidy. Anyway, what's this we've got here? So HD audio. That's insanely long, isn't it? Why on earth would they ever even imagine that somebody's going to want a cable that long? That's just nuts.
Behind you, it looks so bland.
Yeah, it does. Front panel audio, I think, is... Oh, it's got that stupid Gigabyte thing on it, hasn't it? Power, yeah, it's that side.
If you're not building live, you'd probably find it easy. You didn't actually moan too much building that one behind you the other night.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When I was building the View 300, it was like...
Whistling, but you weren't far
Yeah, I wasn't like over the moon. There were a few little challenges, but in general, it was pretty good. I think it's because there was a lot more room. Like, it is quite a big case, to be fair to it. So, well, actually, yeah, that's not looking too bad, is it?
And you get more table space, you're sort of front in front of the camera there, aren't you?
Yeah. There is that to it. Thank you, Kath, for being understanding.
I'm always understanding. Misunderstood.
She's understood, but misunderstood. Right. I am really perplexed.
There's a little David out there, look.
Right, let's try and put the 24-pin cable through, the main power cable, the main guy, and let's run that over the top. Oh, I can't see it now because that cable management thing's in the way, and I think it needs to go around that way. Generally, the clip is on the outside edge. Oh, you bastard! Oh, no, you knocked the RAM out. Dave Aitken built one of these recently, and I wonder how long it took him to build his. His actually looked pretty nice.
Need white Tipex on that audio cable.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? There we go. I didn't hear it click into place, so I understand what they're trying to do with this cable management thing, but yeah, this is. Ugh. Right, so now I've got a bunch of cables that wow. So yeah, talk about a challenge. That's looking pretty, well, I need a PCIe, definitely. I don't need two of them. Not for this particular setup. So I think what I'll do is I will bunch up some of these unused cables just to tidy things up a little bit.
David Underhill, building in my tower 600. If I had a swear jar, I could pay for another build. I've got to pick my spaghetti squash before it gets too cold outside. You reminded me.
I did. Right, let's get rid of some of these wires. So again, I don't think we're going to be using anything which is going to be SATA based in here. So let's grab a couple of cable ties and we'll get these out of the way. And I suppose that is a downside of using a captive power supply. You are a little bit more limited when it comes to cable management. There is actually a drive cage in there, which I actually want to keep in there, because a couple of times I've sold a PC and when I've done it, they've taken it home and then they've like, oh, where do I put my drive? It's like, what drive? They're like, oh, I've got a couple of old hard drives that I want to put in the computer. It's like, ah, okay. If you'd have mentioned that, I would have pre-rigged it all, so it's all ready for you.
Interesting news, a letter says, Rumble to acquire AI infrastructure company, Northern Data AG.
Yeah, they've, that's like £100 million acquisition, isn't it? I think I did read that very briefly.
But they can't afford you for your videos.
Yeah, 100 million.
They can't afford to pay anyone for videos.
Thing is though, 100 million to someone like YouTube or Microsoft or something is like small change, isn't it? If they make an acquisition, it's normally in the billions. Because a billion is a million, isn't it? Or is it 1,000 million?
I think it is.
The UK version of a billion, I think, is 1,000 million.
I don't know if it is or not.
It's a lot of money. More than I'll ever have to count, that's for sure.
I probably counted that much in my life. Working in a bank. Not my money.
Not my money.
Not my money.
Right. Let's take out another one of these. So, fold it in half, and then half it again. Give it a bit of a fold. Cable management 101. Don't do what I'm doing.
You want to go out as well, baby? Look after your girl.
I could put another cable tie on there, but I don't think I'll bother. Actually, one's enough.
How many did Roy make you do it over?
Yeah, when we used to work for when I worked for M Squared, Roy, the boss there, he used to get really, really pissed when we used to use loads of cable ties to make a tidy build. So I think he cut us down so we could only use 2. Or it might have been 3. I think it was 2.
I thought you said 3 before.
It's 2 or 3. So basically, yeah, 2 or 3 cable ties for the entire build. And we kind of managed it, and eventually we got into like quite a good routine where you could make it all look really, really smart and tidy. And yeah, didn't need hardly any cable ties at all. But I think that's because we bought a shipping container full of cases, and basically every PC we sold was in the same case for pretty much about 90% of the builds. So yeah, it was great. We got used to it, and yeah, suddenly it was like, oh, this is easy. Don't tell them I ever said that.
That's jumping 1 billion is 1,000 million.
1,000 million. Oh, that's not a lot, is it?
Not compared to a million.
What is the American version of a billion? Because I thought the American version was like a million. I don't think a billion is the same everywhere. Again, I could be wrong. I went to Down in School, where Sadiq Khan went.
He didn't go there, wasn't he?
Wasn't it? No. Who was it then?
I don't remember now.
I'm sure it was.
No, he's up in bloody London.
Oh yeah. It's some other politician. Sure it wasn't Sadiq. You're going to Google it now, aren't you? Right, I'm going to put a cable tie in here. There's nowhere to put one there. That's a little bit unfortunate there. The plug for the secondary cable. What? I thought it was him. Hang on, no, he's the Mayor of London, isn't he?
Yeah.
Was it him?
Said that. No.
It might have been him. You sure?
Him.
I think it was. Right. There, that is somewhat acceptable getting. Can you guys and girls actually see this, what I'm doing? Or not? Oh, here you go. Oh, God. No.
Jab it.
Ah. Right.
I did have to Google it, but come on.
This is going to be awful now. I might end up just squishing these. You notice that I do that a lot on these videos. I start doing cable management, then all of a sudden it's like, right, let's just stuff all of that shit in there.
should try it before all that cable in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
bundle it all in. Let's get it on.
Bundle it in, get it on.
Get it on. And did David go round by you?
I'm not sure. Need another cable tie.
How many's that now?
How many more now, Roy? It'd be funny if he was watching.
No, Mike, can you start again, please?
There, that's better. That should have been done from the factory actually, because that's a pain in the ass when you undo that bit and it catches on all this shit stuff. Right. What have I got left to do? Okay. Right, I want the RGB for the front. So I'm going to break my own rules here, and I'm actually going to wire up 4 RGBs to one header, which is probably not that bad.
Do I need to do a bigger bang than usual?
Bigger bang will be needed. Front case fans, let's find a suitable place.
By now, all cases should have grooves for cables.
Yeah, they should, you're right. Oh, oh no, I need my torch because I can't see inside. I've actually charged up my torch as well.
And you found that one, didn't you?
What's that?
And you found that other head one
Oh yeah, yeah, my overhead torch, yeah, I found that.
that you lost years ago.
Hey, this is not looking too bad. Although it is going to look like a little bit two-tone. A what?
Superman bike.
What's a Superman bike?
It was on this advert on YouTube.
Hmm.
There, that one. Why the hell was it playing adverts like this? But they're meant to know what you watch. Get free delivery on those over 20 quid. Do you reckon anyone would look at you just going down with your stabilisers on and stuff? Yeah. Your legs over the handlebars.
Right, for some reason there's a cable management channel here. So I'm going to take advantage of that channel. And pray that I can still get the cover on. Oh, that's like me doing my jeans up in the morning. Right, and we've got 2 cables left for the fans at the top and the back. So I'm hoping inside of the here somewhere there is actually 2 fan headers, which I believe there are. Oh, I bet there's only one. Yep, there's only one. No, you're supposed to be bloody making the force better or something. Right, there's only one fan header, so it looks like the top fan's going to be coming out after all that. And that is going to go up on... God, blimey, blinded myself. That torch is super bright.
Fan splitters.
No, it's just the way these trousers hang. Can't resist. Whenever I get the opportunity to use that joke, it comes out. Right, so top fan is going to come out. I might get a fan splitter. I don't know. I might just chuck the fan in the box and go la la la. There you go, Otis.
Are you going to come in this time? Come on. Back up, back up. Oh, careful.
Hey, Serge. Now, is your name like the one in Beverly Hills Cop? Serge.
I'm like 90 Day.
Or are you Surge, like a washing detergent?
Surge?
Surge. Does sound like a washing detergent, doesn't it? New Surge Ultra for whiter than white whites. I don't know.
I can't open the window flame.
Sounded good to me.
What's on the other side of it? Oh. Come on then.
I think it's probably Serge.
Go on, boys.
Let's have a look.
Come on, Flamey.
Serge says, lol, like the energy drink. Excellent. Is there an energy drink called Surge? I've learned a thing. Right, I think we should put a graphics card in this thing, don't you? Being that I've now cable managed it and I've still got half an acre of cable hanging out the back here. So, where is our graphics card slot? There. So we're going to need to take out 2 slots. So that'll be that one there. Surge like the energy drink. I like that, that's good. What a great film Beverly Hills Cop was. Back when films were films and they didn't have CGI nonsense all over the place. I think that is a problem with modern cinema, that you actually, there's so much CGI that it kind of takes, like, you've got that element of disbelief, that you don't believe what you're watching. Whereas in the old days, like, they'd make an effort to make, yeah, like Dukes of Hazzard. You kind of knew Dukes of Hazzard wasn't real, but because they filmed it actually doing it, generally it was real. Generally, it was real. You see what I did there? The car was called the General Lee. Oh, don't worry. My talents are wasted on this channel.
I got it.
Thank you.
Like the one you did earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calf gets my jokes. Actually, no. I was going to make a joke then, but I'm not allowed to make rude jokes on YouTube because they'll get pissed at me. Yeah, you said things which are whatever.
No, why are you not allowed to put the
I don't know what you're allowed to do and what.
I don't know. Even all those channels that got
I don't
banned
know.
5 years ago, apparently they did nothing wrong.
Right.
Just because Google had been threatened by, or not threatened, talked into,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because they had a different narrative pushed.
Please don't say this. Please say that.
Now it's okay to say all the stuff they were saying, so they're like back. But
Why does not want to go in?
since they've given all those channels back, there's other ones that were having videos taken down, so who knows what you can and can't say.
What's going on here?
What kind of cheap board is this? Only 3 normal fan echoes.
It's got a couple more, but they're in different locations, which are going to be hard for me to do.
Gigabyte one there.
Why does that not want to go in there? This has been a challenge, I won't deny. I'm going to take out this one as well, which I don't think I actually really need to, but clearly I'm struggling. So what is that catching on? Ah, there we go. Right.
Guardian says the real problem with modern movies and TV shows is they're written so poorly because the producers know the audience won't even be watching, they'll be on their phones.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. Actually, I watched a couple of films recently. The Playdate, which has just come out on Amazon Prime.
Is that the one you're laughing away?
Yeah, I was pissing myself at that. I thought it was brilliant. It's got the guy from Jack Reacher, or Reacher. He plays like the lead, and it's got the guy from Mall Cop. Can't think what his name is now, but yeah, it's a really good film actually. There's a few bits where I kind of zoned out a little bit.
It sounded very immature.
Oh yeah, it was completely stupid, but it was fun. I don't like this case a lot. It seems that the PCI Express brackets, the thumb screws are a little bit too thick, so they kind of rub.
Tom Cruise, Kevin James.
Kevin James, that was it. No, not was it Kevin James? It might be Kevin James, yeah. Paul Bart, Mel Cop. Or Mal Cop, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Tom Cruise. It was the other Reacher. I can't think what his name is now.
Unless it's got a friend who identifies as a donkey.
Oh.
Pronouns are he, or.
Oh, I'm taking the rest of the night off. I've had enough. I can't cope. Oh, what is the guy's name? He's been in the Alan Richardson. Yeah, he's also been doing the adverts for Dr. Swatch, the soaps.
But they can't be very healthy then, can they? If they can afford to pay actors.
He's a big fucker, mind, isn't he?
I don't know.
He's huge. He's built like a brick shit house. Right, I'm going to take a risk on this, and I'm actually going to put the front on, and I'm going to put the back on. I might have to do a bit of a suitcase job on this, actually. So let's flip her over a minute. And actually, probably won't be too bad. Stick those in there. I haven't seen that, no.
Was he in that?
What, Alan Richardson?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Why is he not there?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it, so I couldn't say, sorry.
Maybe it's just. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't he Aquaman in Smallville?
I don't know. I haven't watched that either. I'm not very useful, am I, for the information on tonight's stream? My apologies. Right, let's put the dust filter in place. Dust filter. I said mistakenly that this is magnetic, but I don't think it is. Or it kind of clips in there and there. I think there's a magnet as well. Yeah, that's a magnet there, isn't it? Let's see.
Arnold G's waiting for Fast and Furries, but Nick Brown says
Yeah.
Fast on Pornhub.
Fast and the Fur is. I was going to say something then about another YouTuber, and I nearly got myself into trouble. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Oh dear.
Russia.
Hello.
Why will read it in your head?
Read it in my head. Is it one of those?
You can read it out.
Right. Oh dear. You lot are crazy. Funny though. Right, oh, I was going to say, let's get a power cable, but the power supply came with one. But it's white and it's matched to the desktop, so I've lost it.
Rasher once covered his scrotum in glitter, and the results were pretty nuts.
That is good. I'm going to try that one tomorrow in the shop. If someone asks me about something, I'm not going to get that into the subject. Okay, right. This should light up at least.
Face looks odd. That's not part of it, that's Mike's elbow.
Oh yeah, sorry, should have had it on there. So, oh, have I broken the capture again? Oh, bloody hell. That's what happens when you plug things in. Main camera, HDMI 2. Deactivate, activate. Okay, can you still hear me? That one's still working. Why is my main camera not working? Right.
I thought you were going to wear your balls like that for real.
So I was going to turn the camera off and turn it back on again. I really must fix that.
Russia's just discovered
Ah,
that
there we go.
sex in Iceland is illegal. You can see what the rules are for Tesco.
There we go. There is the PC. Finished. Well, pretty much finished. And let's see if it works. Good luck, everybody.
Boom!
Oh, didn't turn the power supply on.
Bang! Sorry, it looks like shit. Sounds like shit.
Something sounds pretty bad.
Oh, it's gone off.
Ugh.
It's gone back on.
Great. So the fan filter...
Have you got it around the right way? Can you put it on around the other way?
No.
Like twist it around 360.
So I think it wants the fans on the inside.
So you can't turn that whole piece upside down.
How bloody stupid is that? Unbelievable.
Can't believe that nearly blew your motherboard. All those fans on one header. Convert. What do you think about it, Dave? Oh, he's licking his bum now. You coming in there, Flamey?
Well, it works.
Come on.
Dutch Jan says, sorry, looks shit.
I told you that.
Must be quiet as worst case.
Take the filter out.
Yeah, I just did. So, I've either got to put the fans into the back of that frame, which I think is not a great idea, or leave the filter out. I think leaving the filter out is probably the best way, because there's actually a lot of airflow coming through there, and it's like an ultra fine mesh anyway.
Be quiet and just like it.
Okay. It's moving a reasonable amount of air, although I suppose the drive cage is really taking a lot of that.
Not the worst case you built in though.
Now that's noisy fan. Can you hear the noise change?
What's all the buttons for on the bottom left hand side?
Bottom left hand side. Buttons?
Along here.
Bouton? There's no bouton. There's no buttons there.
Rasher wants to know what they're for.
Doot, 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 doot.
It's a joke, because if I didn't realise.
It's a what?
He said it was a joke, like I didn't realise.
Yeah, so I might have to put the fans in the back bit then, but that means then I've got to take the drive cage out. So I'm thinking of staying like that.
Replace the case with a thermal take one.
Yay! That's a great idea. We should definitely do that. I'm definitely glad I didn't buy 2 of these, and maybe a third that I'm going to give away. Oh, crap.
Replace the white PCIe cable with a black one.
Yeah, I could do that. I think. Have I got a cable extension? Don't think I have.
It's just the way your trousers hang.
Should I consider... I don't know why I'm asking you lot, because you're just going to be horrible. Should I consider putting a white graphics card in there? A tiny one, though. Would that look better? It's actually not a bad case up, really. I quite like the front as well. A little bit of clicking coming from the fans though. Dutchman says, no, too much white already, says a letter. Oh, Bob would look stupid. Just ship the 2 remaining cases to me and I'll get rid of them for you. Problem solved. Thanks, Greg. Arnold G says GPU support. Now, for a GPU support, which colour should I use? Black or white? Fortunately, I think I got both. But I'll try a white one first of all.
How much is it? Somebody asked.
It's approximately £700 with a different cooler.
Case. Cost a case it was.
The case £38 when it's on offer.
Jason Woods in.
Hey, Jason Woods. How you doing?
He's gaming.
Hey, no worries. Enjoy. White Transparent, says Irie Wolfman. 7 CPU stickers on Hurt. What? Oh, RLG says half white, half black. Bit of yin and yang going on. It's not a bad idea. White if you're keeping the white cable, says Sky. Okay. Yeah, for 30, well, arguably 40 quid for a case, I think it's alright. I got a sneaking suspicion those fans that I've used are actually a little bit thicker than normal ones, but they shouldn't be. Maybe they're like 28mm rather than 20. I think they are actually 28mm. Where's the box?
Chrome GPU support.
A Chrome GPU support. Now that is an interesting prospect. I actually don't dislike it.
Why don't you do like a
I don't mind it at all.
candy cane design black and white one then? As it's coming up to Christmas.
The red and white Barbers one. Barbara! Ah, fucking hell, that hurt.
Do you prefer the black and white or the white and black?
I'm not sure.
Or gold? Support.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a shame the motherboard and the graphics card and the RAM aren't white.
Needs Mario in the case. You can hold up this GPU.
I just noticed there's a red LED on the motherboard. What? A red LED is the CPU, isn't it? If I remember rightly.
Was it post somebody asked ages ago?
Crap. I knew someone was going to ask me something like that. Let's find out. Where's my monitor? There we go.
Mario in the case, Nick Bond says.
It does. You're not wrong. It sound like bloody thingy from what's that program? Catchphrase.
Say what you see.
Say what you see. You're not wrong.
Keep going, keep going. Oh, rubbish Irish accent.
I'm pretty bad at Irish accents. Ronaldo's good at doing Irish now. Yeah, Ronaldo's got it down to a T. He loves it. He loves it.
Your keyboard detected, press F1.
I got a sneaking suspicion it's worse than that.
Just to recap.
But it did
wrong
work.
Case, wrong mainboard and wrong GPU. One hell of a night, Mike.
Thanks, everybody.
That's jam that was.
Wrong case, wrong CPU, wrong motherboard. Was that it? Did I miss anything?
GPU.
Oh, wrong, yeah. Well, we tried, didn't we? I get
Wrong
to...
fans too.
Wrong what?
Fans.
Bloody hell. Can't get a break, can I?
Just buy containers that are black and white.
I wish that was a thing. Right, okay. No signal. So I'm guessing it's the CPU error. Oh, cripes. Let's turn it off. It's gone straight to red. Oh, there we go. Oh no, all the LEDs are red. Jeez. I was getting worried then that there's a CPU failure. Hey, there we go. It's a thing. Load optimal, yeah.
PC World Mike that build you one.
Am I allowed to say piss off on stream? I could do with a mouse to plug in actually.
Crochet you one.
Crochet up a mouse. That's right, Dave. I'm just going to step over you. Oh, bollocks.
You've got your mic on still, mate.
Yeah, I know. I just realised I left the light on in there.
Oh, I need to give her a waz.
You turn the light off.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Come on, babe.
Okie dokie. Right, hey. Right, so what are we looking at? RAM. Oh, it's working. That's a good start. And the B650 Eagle AX, F36D is the BIOS. Ryzen 5 9600X. Where does it say how much RAM? Doesn't say how much RAM. Oh, it does. Over there. So yeah, 16 gigs in each slot. PCI Express tells you what's in there. Western Digital Drive. So yeah, that's all being shown. So I wonder if this has actually got a an operating system of some sort on it. Load defaults. Yeah. Well, I suppose we should turn on XMP. Expo 1. And that is all I'm going to do. Where's save and exit on this sucker? Save and exit, F10. There we go. I haven't got a keyboard plugged in, so we'll see. I've got no idea if there's anything on this drive. I don't think there is, because I'm pretty sure it's just a brand spanking new one. Something just dropped then. Oh well, never mind. We'll see. If it comes back, if it boots up into the BIOS, then it means there's nothing actually on there. But it might have been a drive that I tried cloning on or something. We'll see. No, nothing on there, so it's empty. Memory is now showing the right speed, so 6,000 mega transfers. All good. It seems to be working. Need to do some fan tuning actually. Let's see if we can do that. Where is that advanced mode? God, looking at a BIOS this way on is not easy. Smart fan. So tune all. So with the Gigabyte smart fan system, you can just basically click on fan tune and it'll go in and it'll program or see which fans are capable of what speeds and set the PWMs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Did I need to press something else or is it actually doing it?
You hungry? Yeah? Come on then.
Apply to...
Got 2 bowls of food.
Just tune all. God damn it. Some weird fan curves going on here. Maybe I've got to send them to a manual. PWM. That's better. So you can just drag out your expected curve. And can I copy that to all? I think you can. Save fan. Save it in the BIOS. I do like that actually. Gigabyte have started doing this. I wish MSI and others would do this as well. So Gigabyte now, you can actually save the settings into the BIOS. So if you ever do a BIOS flash, reset, update, whatever, it actually keeps it in there, which I think is actually pretty neat. CPU, normal, manual. Obviously this is a lot easier to do if you are in Windows or something. You can use Gigabyte's control center, which is actually alright. Set those fans nice and low. Until it gets up to obscene temperatures. System fan 3, I think is the bottom one. Actually, what is a noisy one? Not that one. That one. Front ones are fine, I think. There's a little bit of a click to those fans. What the hell. BJ's should be fine. Manual. CPU. PWM. It does annoy me when there's too much going on in the slopes. Like maybe 4 or 5 positions is fine. I suppose it does make it smoother. There's a lot of faffing around. And they're not doing.
Dragos.
It doesn't seem to actually have changed anything.
Dragos. Okay.
Okay, hang on a sec. Saved in boss, saved in boss. That's better.
And Sinister Chef
Or it's doing
says,
something.
perfect opportunity to show secure boot.
It is actually a good opportunity to secure boot on there. It probably is enabled anyway, that secure boot is on. But if you do want to do secure boot, I don't know, can you actually see that screen? Let me see if I can get a bit closer for you. Oh. There we go. I think that'll have to do. Right, Gigabyte boss. I'm not too sure where secure boot is on here, but let's have a look. Oh, it's not Sunday either, is it? System date 2025 is the 15th today, isn't it still? Oh. What time is it? 11 o'clock. 23, that'll do. Right, so let's go. Come on. Why won't it let me go back? Oh, because I'm still doing that. Right, if you're not sure where it is on here, now secure boot is probably going to be in settings, and I'm guessing there's a security setting. SPD. I just thought I haven't actually got a keyboard plugged in either, have I? So that's not going to be easy. So let's go to PC, no, miscellaneous maybe. Right, trusted platform. So you got the TPM module. So you'd have to turn on trusted platform computing too. If you're using secure boot, TPM needs to be enabled with that. Not too sure where it's going to be actually. Platform power. Where's in here? Yeah, I've got no idea where it is actually. I very rarely use Gigabyte boards. What's in favourites? Right, is it going to be in tweaker? It shouldn't be, because it should be under security, but it doesn't seem to have a dedicated security section. So let's see. Voltage, CPU. That's CPU and VRM settings. It shouldn't really be in there. That's specific things. Has anyone said in the chat where it is, Kath?
What's that, sorry?
Where
it is. I'm stuck on this thing waiting for you to answer, so I'll just ignore that one then.
Alright.
Then that gets me all out of touch when it's all. Is it under boot?
Let's have a look. Boot. Ah, secure boot. Well done.
Like, what do you think of the back I/O? A bit sparse.
Yeah, it is a bit actually. So on this board, so secure boot mode, you've got your standard mode there. So if you want to, you can change that. So choose a custom and then choose restore factory keys. Yes, and do yes. It'll reset it, and then you can go back in again, and then you can turn it back on again. So if you are getting problems with secure boot, you can switch it between custom and the normal one, or you can just turn it off if you want to. Realistically, most people probably want to turn it on. Cheers, David Underhill. So if we go back into boot now, go into secure boot. So still got custom, and you've got secure boot enabled there. You can disable it or enable it. Doesn't really make much difference, but generally what most people get a problem with is the secure boot mode. So normally just by switching that.
It's a bit blurry. Give it a bit longer between.
Sorry.
When the camera's catching up with the screen going black and off and stuff.
So yeah, basically secure boot, that's the way to turn it on and off. And if you're getting problems with the system not booting, you can either turn it on or off, and then you can choose. Oh, my goodness, you can turn it on or off, and you can also use the custom key or reset the default keys. But depending if you've got your passwords set up, like if you're using BitLocker or something like that, then it can be a bit more confusing. I'll be honest with you, I am no expert in any way, shape or form when it comes to secure boot, because I just always have it enabled, because I always update my BIOS as soon as I set up a system. It's always enabled, so I never really get any problems. I guess if you've got an older system and you're trying to do stuff, then yeah, it can be a problem. Why are those fans got noisy again? Is it getting hot? Doesn't appear to be. Yeah, 37 degrees on the CPU. That's actually not too bad for that little cooler. I thought that was pretty good.
Is there a setting in Windows 11 that you can use to clear cache?
Not really. Let me turn this off next. That's annoying me. Those fans are actually sucking.
So Drago says, hello, is it worth for me to buy a PC that has i5 4600K?
No.
Not even said it anymore.
Don't need to. Don't. If you're buying a PC with i5 40, the 4th gen Intel, then no, just don't buy it. Unless you're going to put Linux on it, in which case fine. Or if you're going to use it as like a NAS or something. Oh god, yeah, the I/O is a bit sparse on this. This is definitely going to be a work in progress for tomorrow evening, I think. Yeah, don't buy a 4th gen Intel system at this point. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. Unless it is like insanely cheap and you really are desperate.
I think it was.
What?
Was it? No, I've got to go back again. Wish you just let me read it all.
Sorry. I'll scroll back up. I can do that. I have the power.
Okay,
what time was it roughly?
I got it. 10:57.
10:57.
It says 1,200 euros. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find the question.
I need something to eat.
Ah, sorry. Dragos. Yes, I see the question now. Is it worth me to buy a PC that has an i5 14600K, RTX 5060 Ti 16 gig for 1,200 euros?
Why did you stop me after the first bit?
I thought you said an i5 46 something.
14600.
I misheard. I do apologise. I retract everything I said. For 1,200 euros, I don't know. That's a difficult one. The RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigs go for somewhere in the region of about £400 here in the UK, roughly. The 14600K, I'm not too sure of current pricing, but I'm guessing it's around about £200. Motherboard, again, probably around 150 to 200. The RAM, etc., etc. 1,200 euros seems a little on the higher side. About 6 months ago, maybe slightly more, I sold an i5 14700K with a RTX 4070 Ti Super, 2TB hard drive and 32 gigs of RAM for, I think it was under £1,000, maybe
That's
maybe
chance of
1,000.
800 to 900 euros.
It does seem a little bit pricey, and it depends where you're buying it from. If you're buying it from a shop, then you're going to pay that extra buyer's tax anyway. If like the 14600K is still in production, but it's kind of very much end of the previous generation, so 14th gen. So we've now got the Core Ultra series on the newer platform, which that is about to be phased out for another series. So you're almost 2 generations old. Spending 1,200 quid seems a little bit extortionate for that kind of spec. But again, depending without seeing the rest of the specs, like the power supply, make and model, the RAM, all that kind of stuff, is very hard to make a judgment. Yeah, join our Discord if you want to, and you can discuss it further in there. Links in the chat for you now. Thought I saw a cat, huh?
Did it with Otals. It was Otal Potals, wasn't it?
Is there a setting in Windows 11 to remove cache? There kind of is, but there isn't. You can use the built-in Windows cleanup tool, which does get rid of quite a bit. I would say personally, I use it, Microsoft PC Manager. Go to the App Store or go to the Microsoft thing, get Microsoft PC Manager. There's a cleanup utility in there, and it's much better than the built-in one to Windows. And it can go a little bit deeper and get rid of things like the Windows.old drives and stuff like that. It's pretty decent. I use it probably almost weekly. I do find it to be pretty useful.
John David Sullivan and Jay Rich is off.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. And we're coming up to the 3 hours mark. So, yeah, I think we've done enough. Back into the swing of things for the stream. I'm sorry the PC wasn't more to some people's likings. With anything,
I think it's just a piss take, really.
it's, well, you know, we all have our preferences. Personally, if I was spending about £600-700 on a PC and I saw that against what is available on the current market, I think I would probably be, I don't know, when it's got the right cooler in there and possibly a different graphics card, I may look at it different. The thing is, if you're buying a PC to use rather than to build, some of the quirks of this particular case you may overlook. But I did want to do a build in this case because I didn't slate it in the review, but I didn't endorse it entirely. But for the money, under 40 quid for that level of quality, I don't think you can argue with. Yes, there are some problems with obviously the height for radiators and stuff, which, like was said earlier, if you want, you could just put a radiator in the front. That is a thing. Obviously with the fans, make sure you use normal fans or slightly slimmer ones, otherwise they may catch on that fan filter on the front, or just mount them slightly further back. But other than that, it's not a bad case. It's quite easy to work in once you kind of get your head around it. The cable management bar could be implemented a little bit better, maybe a full length scoop to cover up all of that section would make life a little bit easier and a little bit neater. But yeah, I think it's not too bad at all.
60 says €1,200 is £1,061.
Right, okay, so yeah, it's not a million miles off then. So about £1,000. If it's all brand new, I think that's probably fair. Not an amazing deal, but fair, certainly. So, yeah, I think that is going to pretty much wrap things up. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, leave a like if you haven't already. Hopefully you have, because you're good people out there. Thanks for all the donations. Thanks for all the banter, all the chat. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're new here, I doubt if you're still here, if you have subscribed, but if you haven't subscribed, but whatever. If you don't mind, drop a sub. That'll be very useful. Monday's video will be an interesting one for those of you that are looking into PC cooling and possibly improving cooling. You'll like this video on Monday a lot, I think. Or at least I hope. Voice is starting to go now. So, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Say bye, Kath.
Bye.
Kath says bye. Where is my bloody mouse gone? Oh, tell you what. I'll use the mouse which is actually not connected to the computer at all. I quite often do that.
You never did put Mario in either.
I didn't actually, no, sorry. There's Mario and Luigi, by the way. Night, everybody. See you later. Bye. Do you want to end stream? Yeah.